the shame, remove all the pain, block it out like a troll on your timeline. The past is what made you who you are today. Embrace it, let it go like an exhale. Remove it, remove it, remove it. The muzzle is off.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Y'all know I'm trying to get my life together. Wait a minute. We got friend here.
Hey, friend.
Hey, friend. What's going on?
How are you?
Oh, my God. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Come on, friend, and be blessed and highly favored. Y'all see friend here tonight? Okay. Hi. OMG. Friend, what you been up to?
A whole lot of everything, Chad.
Listen, I know that's right.
I done LLC'd my business. Now I partnered with a designer, so I'm going to launch a clothing line. It's going to be like exclusive, so okay. I should be promoting that soon. I'm ghostwriting, doing my numbers in school. I have water bottles, waist trainers, still got books, right in Master Reset, the follow-up or 1.0, if you will, because people want to know how has my life changed since Master Reset. So I'm just busy, and then here and there I take a vacation, but them still end up being like moments that'll be written about in the book, because like they want to know. People always like a happy ending. People like to see the resolve, and so it's like, what has he been doing? He left us on a cliffhanger sort of thing. You know, we probably think he's still bad off. But I just been working. I LLC'd my business, and yeah, a lot of things are happening. And I've been busy, believe it or not. So, and I still got to prioritize my health. So here we go. Fully vaccinated, but then other things came into play. Vitamin D, I wasn't even deficient. I was depleted. So yeah, they put me on 50,000 milligrams of vitamin D.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to
that's
change
important.
a lot of medicine. It is. And so when I went down to Miami, my whole focus was to get that natural glow, that natural vitamin D from the sun and the heat. And then I came back crispy, honey. I said, oh, no, baby. This ain't for me. I don't want to be crispy. I want to be beige. I want to be khaki, you know, my color naturally. And so it's starting to come back, but I'm still a little burned.
There is nothing crispy about your skin. Oh, my God. Where do you see crisp at? It's okay. I understand.
I was like this color here, like my little, you know, like this.
You would shut up. You know what? This is what I be talking about, friend. There was never that color
down there. So I still did business. I sold the coffee mug down there from the brand, and I met up with the client, make it a little bit personal. And plus, the person is my friend for over 10 plus years. So it was good to get away, but I'm back in the hood now, baby.
Oh, it's all good now. He's back in the hood now. You know what? So this is Get It Off Your Chest Wednesday, right? Just for the simple fact that I believe that there's just so much going on right now in the world. There's so much that Chantel said, congratulations, boo.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Um, I believe that, and y'all, I'm eating carrots because I tried to be grown yesterday and act like I wanted to eat Thai food, and my stomach said no. It was like, ma'am, you have not had carbs and God knows how long. So why are we even trying now? So I said, let me go back to my good my vegetables.
Clean eating.
Yeah, because my stomach was upset with me. I was like, yes, I want some Thai food. And my stomach said no. It was like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, you done cleaned out.
So you
I need you to
tried it.
stay. Yeah, like I need you to stay clean. So I'm like, I got my water. I got my whole good banana. I ain't playing around. Like, I'm over it now. I said, oh, okay. Let me find out when you cleanse right, it makes you all the way right. It said, don't go back. And I'm like, oh, okay. But with
Yeah.
everything that's really going on in this world, let me say this: I had to decompress today, and I really had to take a nap for like 2 hours. Like, and my friend, she was like, "Girl, because you know once you hit 40, you get." Oh, I was like, "No, I was literally on a mental overload."
Yes, me too. It was
Hello,
so
like.
heavy. Too heavy for me. You needed that.
And
That's
I'm
called
sure a
anxiety.
lot of us have been feeling like that, especially if you are a parent of a young boy or a young girl, especially if you are a Black man. Like, you needed a.
It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was disgusted and disturbed. And I took a nap as well. I just couldn't. It was too heavy for me. I was like, "This is too heavy." It triggered my anxiety, so I had to take a nap. It triggered my anxiety.
My heart was racing so bad yesterday that I didn't know what to feel. And I was like, I don't know what to do because my heart was just like boom, 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 boom. Then it felt a sigh of relief, right? Verdict in, boom, guilty, guilty, guilty. Then it started racing again. 16-year-old girl shot dead. Wait a minute. We can't even get 24 hours, let alone 24 minutes. Can I get who, what, where, when, how, why?
See, that's why like social media is good, and then social media is bad, because before all of social media and this AI world and digital world, this platform we are on now, we didn't know what was going on around the world. We only knew what was going on in our neighborhood or our backyard, the neighboring city or the neighboring state. But we never knew how intense it was down in the South if you're not from there or visited there. But now we get a front row seat to everything. And that makes me, really, really sad, because I don't necessarily, I care, I deeply care, but I don't want to see it, because that's me on the screen. That is my niece, that's my sister, that's my friend. And it's like, I need a break from that, because not enough positivity is being displayed. It's all of this harsh, dark, heavy, nasty energy just being portrayed on there about us, and they just wiping us out, and we don't even get a chance to even breathe. Literally. The victory to me was half-assed, in my opinion, because police in itself, if you go back to the history of them, were the ones that kept slaves into check. So that's what policing came from. They didn't hire Black police or people of color for a long time. So when the police do us dirty, there was no justice for a long time. So them getting him right together, I thought it would send out a message of transparency, and that they should not conduct themselves like that. They should tighten up, but they're still doing it, and it disturbs me highly. I just think about the people, if I was in their shoes, or if that was on my block, or that was in my town. I don't know what I would do either, and what can I do? Because, like I put on my Instagram, we all have a voice in this world. We all do, but sometimes our voice is simply just not enough, because people are rallying, and people are looting, and people are bucking, you know, but it's still not getting us a result where they would just leave us alone. We're a target no matter what.
And see, and here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I'm tired of arguing with Black people because we want to say, oh, y'all upset about when police kill us, but what about when we kill us? Pause. First of all, stop talking about apples and oranges at the same damn time.
Period.
Okay? Period. You cannot compare apples and oranges and think that we're going to come up with the same resolution and the same result. These are two different things here. Okay? We know that there is an issue, right, of crime in our neighborhoods. We know that already. Why the hell do we have to keep saying what we know? We know this already. We know that there's a poverty issue in our communities. We know that there's a drug issue in our communities. We know that there's a lack of resources in our communities. We know this. So when you have a lack of resources, when you have a lack of educational resources, when you have a lack of opportunity, right? When you have all of that, when you have all of that lack, there's going to be crime, right? So we understand, and guess what? And that happens in white communities, that happens in Asian communities, that happens in Spanish communities, that happens in East Asian type communities. All of this happens. But guess what? When they was running around here saying stop Asian hate, you didn't hear Asians talk about, but what about Asian on Asian crime in our communities?
They fell in line. They fell in line.
We the only race of people that don't understand simple shit. Shut up and fall in line.
Unity. They don't understand unity. First of all, if you look at who taught us to be a killer and to be a kidnapper, and they are the biggest criminal. They have mobs of criminal mobs. They taught us everything we know, and they call themselves gangster. You learned it from them. So with that being said, and don't look at them like, oh, well, you know, we do it to each other. Yeah, but okay, so if you're gonna say that, then stop doing it to each other then. If you know that that's wrong, doing it to each other, right? Black on black, right? It's just as bad as white on black. If that's what you want to equate it to, right? That's your logic, then how about you stop doing it? Because the same one saying that be doing it. I don't get it.
The same one saying to do it, and then the same one saying they've been victims of it. But at the end of the day, the solution is not to keep combining these two issues together because they're totally separate. Part of the issue with crime, when you have crime centralized to a particular area, it's due to poverty. It's due to a lack of resources. It's also due to mental health issues.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if we want to address the mental health issues within our community, if we don't want to address the lack of resources within our community, if we don't want to address the lack of funding that goes into our community, the only time the Black community gets funding is when they want to kick us out with gentrification. Talk about it. But we so damn educated and uneducated at the same time. You know what I heard at the same time? How you educated and uneducated at the same time? And you know what I heard? I heard one of the best phrases of my life. I'm watching a YouTube video. I was watching CTV. And he was like, some of y'all GED intellectuals, and I almost passed out, okay? And I was like, you know what? That's what it is. A lot of y'all running around here, and I'm sorry, whoever this offends, listen, it is what it is. I heard it on CTV and I thought it was wonderful. But you run around here with your GED intellectual having ass, and you lack common sense. You lack the ability to actually think outside of the box. You lack the ability to actually think for yourself and also analyze information and data. Like, you lack the ability to do that. And then you want to come on and you know how many posts ignorant, you know, it's not even ignorant. You know how many stupid posts I saw on Facebook today? People justifying a 16-year-old girl being murdered by a police officer. Now, Now, let's hypothetically, and I'm not a devil's advocate type person because I'm really not, because I'm so black and white, ain't no gray with Nakia. You feel me? I don't operate in gray. Okay. If I was
We
a
got on black
housewife,
today.
that would listen here. Okay.
We both got on black today. How about that?
Listen,
It was
because
just a feeling.
it's black.
Just a feeling, baby.
It's black.
Period.
Okay.
It was
Period.
just a
You
feeling.
understand what I'm saying? Okay, because that's what it is, you know. And like I told, you know, I was cracking a joke one time. I said, you know what, that would be my tagline if I was a housewife. All things black and white over here. We don't operate in gray, baby. Hello.
Period.
Because that's what's wrong with some of y'all. Y'all operate in so much gray because you're so much on the fence that you don't know how to have. You don't know how to have a sure foot and a sure thought in anything. I am very sure about my thoughts. I am very sure about my opinion. I am very sure about what I feel. I am very sure about what is truth. Period. And ain't no gray area with that. I'm on the fence. Why are you on the fence? And let me say this, because, and that's why it's get it off your chest. So I'm gonna let y'all get it off your chest because I gotta get it off my chest. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm sick of y'all. How can you be on the fence about a child being murdered in the street by a police officer with the officer not even assessing what was really going on? Now, what I will give him a tad bit of leeway with is the fact that he's only been on the force for maybe 2 years. So he's not
scared to me. He didn't even approach it diplomatically.
Right. He was already scared. But you shoot the black girl, but you ain't do nothing. What about, because I saw it in the video. There was a young man that was standing over there on the side that kicked the young girl while she was down. Was his foot a weapon? Now someone else
challenge, shame the devil.
Now someone else posted and said, "I'm sick of y'all black people." This was because she commented on my good Instagram. I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm sick of y'all black people. Y'all don't want to take accountability. Excuse me.
Was she black?
Yeah, her name got black in it. That what she said. Let me go to the good Instagram here, because the folks was coming, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's do it then." She said, brown skin queen said, and it's on Instagram. Y'all can go to my Muzzles off Instagram and see it for yourself. She said, "I'm tired of black people egging each other to fight, harm, and kill each other, then cry when the people who want us dead kill us. If blacks cared about blacks, none of those adults would have let that shit get that far. They would have kept that girl in the house." Everybody, she didn't say everybody, she said everybody, so quick to jump in, fight, then be surprised when the cops pull up and act. Y'all want mercy so much from a group of people who hate us rather than adopt a mindset where we hold ourselves accountable to de-escalate shit. I will never understand it. Y'all give white cops so much responsibility and authority, expecting them to come with care and concern, knowing what it is. It's a whole ass parent outside, yet y'all expect racist cops. Let's go further, because I don't think I expected a racist cop to do anything.
But be a racist.
I don't expect you. The difference between me and most, truth be told, I don't expect nobody to act differently than what I expect them to do. I don't have unrealistic expectations. Now, what I will say is this, okay? Do I feel that an officer of the law is an executioner of the law? No. No.
DMX
I don't feel that
right?
way.
You heard what DMX said. Trust people to be who they are, but also believe who they are. So it's saying if the snake is a snake, you know it's going to bite you. It's still a snake. You should trust that a snake is going to bite you. But trust going forward. You can see it now. You can see that that's what he's going to do. Something like that. That was what he stated. And they quoted it. If he's a racist cop, then you're going to expect him to be racist. But here's the thing. We pay for them. They're supposed to protect and serve. We pay for them. They don't work. We don't work for them. They work for us. And if people understand that and know their rights, you will know that they cannot go around doing whatever they like because they are being paid by us, the same people they're supposed to protect and serve. So if they're not protecting and serving us and they're killing us, okay, why is that not even a problem? That's a great area right there because they work for us. It's not the other
No,
way around.
see, and I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions that we have out here. We really think that the cops work for us. They don't. They work for the Republic. They're here to police the land and keep us in order.
Yeah, school me, because I suppose they stop taking my taxes.
No, because that's how we got to pay for them.
Well, I want to go somewhere where it's free. I don't want to pay them nothing.
We got to pay for them to protect the land.
So we could go. They just want to protect the bricks and the concrete where I'm from. And but me, I could go. I could parish.
Yeah, you could parish.
Shit.
Especially if you're a criminal.
Oh, they ain't got
you could parish.
If I ever become a criminal, it'd be a crime of passion for sure. It would never be just because. I don't got time for that. But I will.
It'll be a crime of passion.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna go into court and say, I did it. Yeah, I did it. They violated my niece. They violated my mother. They violated a woman or something like that. Or they tried to take my life. I know what I did. Go ahead, throw the book at me. I know what I did. That's an honest person. I'm an honest person. I don't have time for you to try. I'm not crying to the judge. I did it on purpose. I knew what I did. I waited with the body. I did it. It was passion.
Pick me.
I did it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, girl, she said, I've been to a police training. I don't even know, because to me, that means you've been to one. I don't know. I don't know if they got multiple police trainings. I don't know. But she said, I've been to a police training. Anybody threatening someone with a knife is an automatic shoot. Whole cops and she's pulling out a knife. Whole cops and niggas still want to fight. Stomp each other out and be ratchet when cops pull up. I'm tired of black people never taking responsibility. Y'all really only care when an effing cop shoots one of us. But what if Shorty stabbed the other girl? F out of here. Black lives only matter when a cop kills us, but y'all will defend us beating on and killing each other to the T. Make it make sense.
Let it be one of her relatives, and we'll be telling that's another. We'll be singing another tune. So I discredit her wholeheartedly until she knows what that feels like. She cannot speak on that kind of pain.
Here's the thing, right? And this is what I think people are failing to understand, right? Breathe. Mm-hmm. We have seen it where officers will use de-escalation tactics to de-escalate even a situation with a weapon. Have they not?
They have been trained, yes.
There were 2 or 3 other officers on that scene. You mean to tell me, now, let's hypothetically say, right? They keep saying, well, there was adults standing around and those adults sat there and let them. Let's say this. If you saw adults standing around, right? Was there really a threat of that young girl stabbing the teen? When, logically thinking, right? Mm-hmm. If she could have stabbed the young girl that hit the floor, she didn't stab her though. Once that girl hit the floor, she got up and charged after the other one. So was the knife really being used as a weapon, or was the knife being used to scare them, to get them the hell away from her?
A tactic, because isn't she the one who called the police?
That's what they're saying. Her mother is saying that she called the police on those girls because those girls was trying to attack her. Now, here's what I will say. They have not released, they released the audio of the phone call. They have not released who it was that placed the call. But in part of the audio to 911, you hear the girl saying, get over here. We need an officer here now. They trying to stab us. They're trying to attack my grandmother. So you hear this one person saying there.
Which means they're on somebody's property.
They was right. They was outside with us. Right. Yeah, like a game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that we're really gonna know the real full details of all of that until they start piecing all of this together. Right? Because now you gotta piece all of this together. Because it's not really clear who was really the aggressor out of this whole thing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we have seen officers use de-escalation tactics for white people and even for black people. We have seen it.
and take them away in handcuffs. Mass shooters have been taken away after they shot up a mall, a school, in handcuffs, still alive. And they have shotguns, like machetes. They have hardcore, real weapons, and they have used them already. Someone is laying on the floor. Several people is laying on the floor. The mall is shut down. People are running. It is a massacre. And that killer walks out looking all devilish in handcuffs.
Like this.
Yeah. And make even smirk and grin at the camera. But he's still alive, though. Alive enough to go to trial.
That's all I'm saying.
What am I missing? If she was that bad, yeah, she was that bad. Let's go with she was that badass. Why didn't y'all do what you were trained to do and arrest her so she could still be alive to pay her consequences? Because killing her, she's not paying anything. What message are you trying to send? You do one bad thing. Yeah. You do one bad thing, it's punishable by death. No one can make mistakes as those cops had made in their life when they were 14. Oh, okay.
And that's the other thing, okay? Because these folks sitting up here acting like people don't try and jump people. Because the last time I checked, damn near 3 years ago, Fatty and the hoe he with, they tried to jump me outside the church.
Not the church, friend.
Where was all y'all opinions then?
It happens. It
happens. Like people really sitting up here trying to act like this don't happen. That grown adults don't go stupid, don't go crazy,
and make legitimate mistakes out of rage, out of passion, out of anything. You never know. They lose.
The truth of it. Let's just be real. I can remember being a young kid, younger than this girl, and pulled a knife on somebody. I had to be like, how old was I? I had to be like 9, 10 years old. No, yeah, it was before 10. I was in an after school program, and them boys kept feeling on my butt and all this stuff, and I felt like them teachers was not doing nothing about it.
So you
want to touch on me? Oh, no problem. There was a kitchen right there. I sure enough pulled the knife on him. Come next to me again if you want to. Would I deserve to die because I'm defending my body?
Right. That's why the message, I'm unclear in what message are we trying to promote here, because everyone makes mistakes, including those police officers and members of their family. Things happen. Everyone has a drug addict in their family. Everyone has an alcoholic in their family. Everyone has someone who's just like, don't have a license but driving. Everyone does. That's the part of everyone's family dynamic, whether you are white or black. It does not matter. And although you raise them right, they may take a left turn or a right turn, and you just can't call it. It's a mistake because none of us are perfect on purpose. We were all made unperfect. So that means it's deemable by being murdered. That is so disgusting. And they don't think of that. They don't humanize that job. They think that they're like supermen and women. And so therefore they're above being a human themselves. They're not human.
They are above the law. They are above all things. They are above mistake. They are above. Listen, we use our discretion. When we pull up on the scene, whatever's going on, we use our discretion. It's too discretionary. There's too much gray area in the midst of all of this. Y'all too gray. Y'all too gray.
And he was too green to handle that. Because you gotta be honest with yourself, even in any profession. If you can't hack it or handle it, or you are intimidated, that's not the profession for you. Put you on the desk, sit you and do paperwork, because you heard that call and you should have took it upon yourself to self-evaluate and say, look, I'm intimidated by what I just even heard from dispatch. There's a whole bunch of black people there fighting. You ain't gonna make sense of it until you separate them. But there was no separating to get to the bottom line. It was shoot to kill, and then we figure it out after. We discuss it later. We don't discuss it now. Why don't you separate them all, arrest as many as you can, the ones that didn't flee, and try to get a story out of this? No, but instead you made a story out of it that ended in tragedy because you just Came here to kill. Came here to serve. That's it. I just think it's
Listen here.
horrendous.
They had that song out back in like the 90s when, what was his name? Who did that? I forgot. And he was like, shoot to kill every day.
And they ain't lie. Ain't no lie was told in that song. I don't know if I was born. No, was I born, kid? Was I born? Was I even born? I might not even been born, boo. You know, I'm out here giving 28, 27-year-old vibes. So that's the people telling me I look like I'm 27 or 28. Okay, I like it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Like, thank you. Thank you for that.
I paid for it though. They said it would be 27, and I paid for it. Cause shit, I ain't 20 nothing. But they say I look like I'm 27. I said, I don't know what you need glasses like me. You need glasses like me, baby. It's okay.
Friend.
That ain't no compliment. That means you just need your eyes checked.
Friend.
I'm not no 20 nothing, baby. My tooth a little long. I just had to put a rinse in my beard because all the grays was coming out. Oh, child, I've been through some things. I can tell you about something. What I forgot, some people will never know. Child.
What you say? You had to put a rinse in your grades?
You damn right. All the grades came. It was not cute. I didn't appreciate that. I really didn't. I was mad about it too. The whole Miami vacation. I was so mad about that. Grades was exposed. Some pictures I didn't even post them because even though I looked cute or whatnot, the grades was in the way. It just wasn't. I love my wisdom. I needed to just stay in my head and don't show. Not right now. I'm not old enough. Can I get to the 50s and then we can talk that? I don't want to talk that right now.
We can talk that in the 50s. James Freeman said, when she was shot, was she about to stab the other young lady?
She had it in her hand, but it's up for grabs at this point because in the clip, it didn't. You could assume that she was going to, but she approached the girl, and all I saw was them tussling. She at no point did she like pick a mark and was going full gusto to penetrate that person with the knife. We need to see that in that clip. We didn't see that.
She had the knife up in her hand. She was like this. She charged after the girl with her left hand. Okay. This is the video. Left hand. Charge after the girl with her left hand. Right? You can hear the cop saying, hey, stop. So you can see her charging after the girl. She had her hand up like this. The girl was up against the car like this, still holding the dog like this. And then the other girl in her right hand, you can see she had the knife like that.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Now, is the assumption that she was going to stab her? That could be the assumption, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In that split second, because I think the problem that I'm having as one whom is logical and doesn't operate in gray, the problem that I'm having is in that split second of judgment, you thought to shoot 4 times.
Yeah, that don't even make sense in itself.
Okay. That's Nakia's judgment. You didn't think to possibly
tase nothing.
Tase her because you were close enough to tase her.
Yeah, shock her and then she would have fell. She couldn't get to her mark. She couldn't hit it. Yeah, that didn't make sense because she got 4 to the back, right? She got 4 to the back. It don't add up. It don't add up. It don't add up. It don't add up.
You ain't think to possibly, I don't know, maybe even shoot her in the leg.
Yeah, man down. This to just get her off her feet. Yeah. To wound her to the point where she cannot complete her mission. Right. Right.
Better yet, there were 2 other officers there. She had to ran past somebody to get to the girl. You're parked right here. See, and that's the thing with these cameras, because he's closer than what we can actually see.
Yeah.
Right? With the camera.
Body thing, right?
You're closer than what we know. Hypothetically speaking, he could have shot the girl in the pink that he was trying to so-called protect.
Because that's how close it was. Because it was a mix-up, so it was like a disarray. how did you aim? Like, what was your aim? Because it was two people in that situation that were clear view, and both of them could have got hit. The fact that they both was kind of like balding up and moving, I assume both of them got shot. So I think the girl on the floor, clearly she took the hit, and she took it 4 times. Let me sip my water out of my Master Reset mug.
Come on, you better sip your water out your mug, okay? Okay, okay, because that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay.
I can't. It's too heavy. It doesn't make sense. And then it's that young man prior to that. And mind you, I was on your page, Kia. You shared a video of someone who is serving the country being harassed by the police. He didn't get out, I guess, in a timely fashion, and they maced him. And he asked them, "Why are you doing this to me?" And they
Mm-hmm.
see his credentials. They see that he is a person that's serving our country. And yet they wanted to belittle him, and they wanted to humiliate him. And I saw no reason why they went to the extent. This man was on the floor begging. Once he got on the floor, still begging and complying. And they were just so hung gusto on, we gonna embarrass this man. He's serving the country. He's in law enforcement just like them in a way. And they did not care. All these little clips and stuff is an eye opener, but it's making me very, very angry. So
Right.
I just can't.
And I
I'm
think that that's my issue. My issue is that what we're failing to understand is that there's such a larger issue at hand here. Why is it that these officers feel that they can do whatever they want
two people, period.
to people, period? But especially when it comes down to the rule of law, when it comes down to how they police Black people, Black and brown people, it seems to be at the highest extent of that law.
To the fullest extent, yes.
You know what I'm saying? We
Absolutely.
will police you harshly. We will police you strictly. We will police you as if you are animals, as if you are criminals. And if you can make it through my policing into a court, then you are right. But
I'm
if
gonna
you
need
can't
for
make
all
it
of us,
there,
I'm gonna need for all of us, and I say this respectfully, to know your amendment rights. Know them, study them, know them. Because the first thing that you have to ask an officer once you've been pulled over or any situation, what am I being pulled over for or whatever. And then they could go on a rant. First of all, let me just say it is not a crime to swear at them if they're swearing at you. You are an adult. I need you to also know freedom of speech. That's the First Amendment. You need to know your rights, because that's why they're getting away with murder. We don't know our rights, and they know we don't know. Just like if they're talking they crap and they doing all this and that, am I being detained? If they say no, then you can say get out my face, because you're not bringing me up on charge. I did nothing. People don't know that. They get so scared they comply with searches that they don't need to go through the preliminaries. Yes, it's about respect, but if it's not being reciprocated, you can kindly say, am I being detained, sir? And for what? If they
mm-hmm,
don't have the answer for you, you can say, now you may be excused. And that's for brown and Black people, because they often feel afraid. And I understand the apprehension, but it's because you guys do not know your amendment. I made it my business to study the amendments. So no cop, I don't care who it is going to mess with me without knowing that I'm educated and knowledge on what it is their procedure is and the protocol or how they're supposed to do it. If they breach that, then it will go to another level. But you have to at least know the basics, because that's the way they're getting away with everything. That is the way. They still gonna try it. They still gonna do what they want. But if you don't have a leg to stand on, you just get railroad and do whatever they say. Don't do that. You should know that they can't search your car for nothing.
right.
Pull me over. You could argue I went 35 miles an hour. Oh no, sir, you went 65 miles an hour. If they don't say sir, you don't gotta say sir. Respect is given to a dog. If they swear at you, You can say, excuse me, who are you cursing at? Because you're an adult. Who are you cursing at? And if you put a curse out there, same thing. If they come at you about a mask and they don't got theirs on properly, well, why you have your mask on, sir? You walking up to my car. These are things that you have the right to say. You have a voice. We all have a voice. But people silence their voice because of authority. They're no greater or higher than us. And you need to know your rights and your amendments. Study your amendments. That's all I got to say about that. Study your amendments. Not this hoe.
But like you said, that's the issue. The issue is that
we don't know.
We don't know. That's the issue. The issue is that we don't know. So and
this
when
hoe
we don't,
this hoe no.
But,
this hoe no.
But you know,
this hoe no.
You know your
amendment. Right. I know my rights. I know the amendment. They can't mess with me. And I'm disabled. For people that don't know me already, Chad, they probably know me. They're probably sick and tired of seeing me. But oh well, you're gonna see me as long as my friend got a podcast. Now back to the story at hand. I know the ADA laws, Adult Disability Act. Certain things they ain't gonna fly with me. They don't want regular charges brought on them. You don't want the ADA to come after you. That's a whole nother situation. Discriminatory acts. You make me walk when I can't walk. You made me do these things and I can't do them physically. You put me in harm's way. You slam me on the ground. I'm gonna own whatever city I'm in. After that's gonna be named after me. I know my stuff. They ain't gonna do it. If you know your stuff, you can walk in it. And if you are a person of color, I'm gonna need for everybody of color to stand in it, all shades. Because we are all brothers and sisters. But if we got someone saying, oh, I'm not part of them because I'm light skinned. I'm not part of them because I'm dark skinned. That happens to the dark ones. That happens to the ones that look bummy. It happens to everyday people. And if we keep separating each other, we would never have any unity. And that's how they divide us, class. Oh, this one, he's light. This one is dark. This one looks like he'll have a problem. This one looks bummy and dirty. This one looks like a street guy. Mind you, it could be a clean edge, light-skinned fella that's in the streets. But then they already mark as a dark-skinned one with the coarse hair. Y'all need to stand up for everybody. We all need to represent. That's my brother and that's my sister. And if you want to take them down, well, you might as well take me down because that's what you're doing anyway. But people always compartmentalizing with the colorism and the sex.
Well,
I hate it. I hate that for us. I hate it. Oh, well, he was in the streets and, he got 5 kids. What they got to do with him being dead?
Nothing.
Exactly. But people would justify it. They would justify it.
But that's my issue. My issue is the justification of murder. We should not be justifying murder, period. I don't care who you are. Like, I don't justify murder on no level. On no level will like I said, I am not gray. I operate in black and white. I'm not going to justify murder on any level. And I don't give a damn who's doing the murder in. So you could be a cop, you could be a regular person, you could be whoever. I'm not going to justify murder unless it's self-defense, right? Because we all can practice self-defense, right? But at the same time, when we call on the police to help in certain situations, and you come onto the scene, this is what I try to understand. If I call on you for help and you come on the scene and you at 1,000, who's level-headed at that point? Because we all at 1,000.
It was a melee. So how you gonna come and be a part of the melee? You supposed to be the one to resolve. You the one to calm and level-headed. You weren't. He was not. So it was a whole bunch of confusion there. He was on 1,000.
You at 1,000. I'm at 1,000. We all at 1,000. That's like you arguing with your friend or whoever. They up here hollering, yelling, and screaming. Somebody got to be level-headed to get in there.
We need a balance. There was no balance.
And I'm not saying that in that split second that the cop is like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's going to kill this young girl. There's a whole video of a young white boy literally stabbed a cop in his neck. Was that young white boy murdered?
No.
Mm-mm.
Hell,
And he stabbed the cop. It's the discretion that gets me. When a cop rolls up to a scene, everything is handled at the cop's discretion. Part of the reason why we were able to get a conviction, right, for George Floyd is because at the scene, that young girl that recorded, whom was a teenager, that young girl who recorded everything, if we didn't have that recording, there would be no conviction.
Yeah.
That's known.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you couldn't hear George Floyd's voice, if you couldn't see that the cop denied him help, that when the EMT worker got there, let us help him. No, get back.
It hit different for me. That hit different for me. It did.
The other cop, while at the end of the day, they should have did more. Like, man, you want to let up his neck? No, sir. So at this point, you're blatantly murdering someone.
From hatred that you don't even know about because your ancestors did it and they're long gone. You only heard about it.
Anybody want to call in, that's the dialing number. All you got to do is dial that number, put in that code, pound, and you can be let on if you would like to get it off your chest.
That was crazy. And it's still madness. And Breonna Taylor, it's just madness. And
yeah.
Who got time? We trying to fight to live through this virus here. Who has the time? But they do. To still take somebody's life when you're supposed to be making sure everybody got a mask on and be nice and just be like, if you walk up to a scene with you walk up into a scene with the people doing what they do, and you see them fighting melee, they just, whatever with it. You don't understand and you can't make sense of it because me watching the video, I don't know who's the aggressor, what the fight is about. No one can read that. As a cop rolling up to the scene, you don't either. It is your job to decipher between all of that, work with what you got, and kind of bring a resolution and peace. But I didn't see any of that. I just seen a person who I could hear he was afraid. Get back, get this. And then shots let off. There was no separation of the crew. You could have shot multiple people at the same time, killed most people at the same time if you was aiming for one, but you got 3, you got 2. There is no accountability and there's no transparency with police. That is my whole smoke with them. And I don't really rock with them, even though I have family members that are police officers. I mean, respectfully, we don't discuss their job with the family, but I guess I'm blessed to be up north and from Jersey because I don't really hear too much of that. If you're in South Jersey, I'm sure it goes down like that, but I don't hear too much of that. Typically, people stay away from the cops. The cops don't really want to come in these neighborhoods, but there is not too much of that going on here. But I'm not sleeping on them, though. I ain't sleeping.
Me either.
I ain't going to sleep on them. I ain't going to bet them either. They'll do it. Half of them don't want to do it because they just want to sit there in that cop car and be cocky and condescending and rude and nasty instead of doing their job. They should be on traffic duty. Make sure we don't run over that pothole in the middle of the street that's messing up our car and our shocks. They don't want to do it. And a lot of them are fat and sassy. They ain't fit since they got out of training. I be seeing them. They be seeing me too.
What you're not gonna say they ain't been fit since they got out of training.
That's the truth in this town. They all fat and sassy. They look like you just pull up, get them a donut. They'll be happy. They'll leave you alone.
Friend.
Yeah, that's the truth. They don't want to do no work. They don't want to work for nothing. they getting their little money. They think somebody got a gun and a badge or whatever, and that's just that. You know, when I was in Miami, you know, someone I dated in the past I thought he died in a car accident because that's what it was told to me at first. But it appeared that in New York on the 8th of this month, April, he was shots let off in his vehicle, and that caused to have the accident because pretty much he was a deceased individual in a motor vehicle who once was driving it at a regular speed, and since they shot in the car, he succumbed to the wounds, and he died. And so he crashed. When they came up to the car to see the body, they thought that, you know, something happened to him that caused him to he died from the car crash. They thought that until they investigated his body, they found out that he was shot and he died. So it was really unfortunate when I went to Miami, and I was like, wow. Well, that was a long time ago, and I was in my 20s. So hey, but I didn't see him a long time, but we really, really were cool, like friends.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was kind of hard to deal with. I'm like, what? You know, people saying, oh, I'm sorry, Molly, to hear that. I'm like, no, I'm sorry for him and his family, you know, because no one deserves that. But it's crazy out here in this world. I just want to just stay away from it. All of it.
All right, we got a caller.
Hi.
Yeah, I know. I be trying to figure this stuff out. Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, I hear you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. I hear you guys y'all been some good stuff.
What's your name? Where you from?
This is Lovely from Philly.
Hey, I like your friend.
Hi. I love Philly.
Hello, how are you?
Right in your cell.
Good. I'm seeing you guys have really got the muzzle off the shore tonight.
Listen.
And you made some very, very valuable points. And your guest, he also made a very strong point, because he said in regards to where you live at and when you know what you know, a lot of times they back off, but a lot of times they shut you up before they even know that you know what you know. And unfortunately, it depends on where you live at, that the level of respect that you're going to get from the authorities is also a reason why things happen the way they do. Everyone should have seen that something was going on with the officer that was related to the Floyd issue. However, that monster existed way before George. So everyone on that force knew what they were dealing with him. And to see his face during the verdict clearly states why he felt as though he was going to get off and why he was surprised. Because everybody already knew how and who he was. That monster already existed. George wasn't the first one. George was just the first one that got caught on tape. Now, that's number one. Because everything is recorded today. But if nobody's going to go and get the recording, you won't know that.
Right.
Even to the point where the young lady that was killed with the knife, there is a recording in that area because somebody has a doorbell recording, or they have the recording that's in the light post that people don't know that they do know. Big Brother is always watching. So there's always a way for you to get some kind of footage. It depends, again, who they need to get the footage for or who they get it on. That's number two. That's when you know what you know. You already know. Don't tell me that there's no footage.
Right.
You can get footage from anywhere because everything is being recorded. This conversation right now is being recorded.
Sure is.
Yeah. Pinging off a tower.
So,
pinging off a cell tower.
With that young lady getting killed, the problem there is if you're not securing your job and you're scared of your job, you should not be doing your job. That's number one.
Period.
Two, you don't walk into a situation and decide that you're just going to be Mr. Shoot 'em up and think that nobody ain't going to get hit. Rule number one, point and clear, is you're supposed to injure, not kill. The only time you're supposed to kill is when your life is in danger and they're coming towards you. That's what was supposed to be the rule. And then even then, you are still last resort, kill, but first injure. It's always supposed to be injure first. Now, all this, oh, they killing first, that's a whole different scenario. You're dealing with a whole different breed. You're dealing with the breed that says that rule doesn't apply to that creature because that creature is not categorized to my job description.
Hello.
My job description says to protect the Americans or to protect civilians, protect animals, even have a protection or rule. But colorful, they don't have no category that they fit in because according to them, they're not Americans. And according to them, we see them as animals, but we don't know what animals to kind of categorize them in because it says cat and dog. They doesn't say what animal the color person is. So therefore, they don't apply to my rule, so I can go outside the rule into my rule, which is level them out, kill them.
And that's unfortunate.
Do we recognize we are the one that they fear? As one newscaster said when he was with Charles Barkley, some of them are angry because they're going to see their grandkids. Their grandkids going to look like us. So
sounds about right to me.
Well, come on here and get it off your chest, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, you're right. You're right what you're saying, and it's a great idea that you told people to get this off their chest because everybody acts out of emotions, and when you're angry, you cannot act clearly because you're emotional. You have to step out of your emotions to make a decision. But when you're already, as you said, in 100, you can't step out because your mind is already like a drunken man that's being seduced by the spirit of alcohol. You can't see straight. All you're thinking is, I thought that was the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to kill her? No. Your aim is not off. If your aim is off and you're not a sharp shooter, why did they give you the gun to say handle yourself in a situation?
Right.
You could have shot anybody in the leg. You could have even shot the person that she was getting ready to lunge. And the knife probably wouldn't have went where it would have gone because the hand would have been lost due to the fact that the pain was coming somewhere else.
True.
Right.
But again, you can't expect someone who don't use their mind on 100 to operate it on 100 when 100 situations are before them. And we already know their brain don't operate functionally at 100. We're the ones who operate to tell them how to operate. Because remember, we're the one operating everything. Those rules that were written was to keep us in line because they did not want us taking over. But until we learn that and realize that the reason why they rule the world is because we won't stand up, then they will continue to rule the world. They will continue to make the rules as they go. But we have to continue not acting out of our emotions, but being smart and knowing the law and giving it right back to them the way they get it. That's how we go.
Yes, man, preach.
Protest and all that good stuff, it only works long enough for us to get to the next chicken dinner for the next killing at the burial repast. That's all they want to do. But what we need to do is stand up, get these rules together, and get them out of here. We have the resources to do it. It's called money. We need to start using our heads in an educational way and make the law work for us instead of against us, how that was originally created for. And that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you, lovely, for all that
Thank
you
you
have.
so much.
You know, because I appreciate you calling in. Well,
thank you. I appreciate you having the line open. You have a good night.
I love the knowledge. You do too. The knowledge was epic. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
I think that the more we begin to educate ourselves, the better off we'll be. And
I want to have a seminar to teach people the amendment rights. Like, let's just all get together and just go over the amendment rights and make it like a book club type thing. Let's just study them. And what is number one? What is number, two? What is, just so people could be in the know, and then they could spread it to their children, their cousin, their sister. It's something that needs to be told, like a not a rubric, a requirement in school. I think it should be other than law school. It should be in regular school. And, it should be something that they give free seminars at a county college or something, just so people are knowledgeable on their rights. They don't know their rights, or they don't know the amendment. It's sad. I know
Well,
myself.
you know, here's the thing. The amendments are all written. Read it.
Period.
One of the things, and that's why I absolutely love the Black Panther Party. One of the things, because part of their training, you had to know the law.
Yep, they were so strict on that. I love their
You
whole
had to
setup,
know
though.
the law.
The village concept of school and the kitchen, feeding the kids, paying rent. And, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Medical care.
I loved it.
Dental care.
I loved it. Loved it. I loved it.
But you had to know the law. You had to know your rights.
If we get a movement like that where we police in our own
We
community,
don't need a movement. It's already here.
I'm saying like the aspect of the Black Panther, like how they was like literally militant, and police were like that with them. They were like really intimidated and respected them, like as if they were legit.
But that's the thing, because they didn't respect them, but they knew that they knew the law, and they knew that they could not go against the law with people that were following the law. So what did they do? They had to use powers to infiltrate to take them down, right? Because that's pretty much what happened to the Black Panther Party, right? That's pretty much what happened even within the nation of, okay?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened even with the Nation of Islam. Mm-hmm. That's what happened, truth be told, with Martin Luther King. Anytime you know the law and they can't use that law against you because you know it, they have to take you down.
Assassination, yeah.
Period. And the down part of it is no, we're not just going to dismantle you. No, we're going to destroy your very existence. Why? Because you're raising too many people up.
You're too powerful.
Y'all wondering why there's so much crime in our communities? Because they exterminated, they executed real leaders that knew how to get the community together. Do you really think if Malcolm X was alive all these years, do you really think Harlem would be the way it was? Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Do we really think that if they would not have destroyed the Black Panther Party, if they would not have destroyed the Young Lords, do we really think that our communities would be in the condition that they are in? We had our own schools. We supplied our own schools.
Yeah.
Nowadays, how much does it cost when we want to create charter schools? Because that's what we've been doing. Look at what we've been doing in the Black community. We've been creating charter schools to do what? To teach our kids. How much does it cost to create a charter school? How much does it cost to actually run the school? We've been doing, like, my whole thing is, it frustrates my good intellectual mind because we don't understand history because we choose not to read it. We choose, I'm not reading nothing about, well, okay, fine.
But then you're doomed to repeat it.
That's why I say some, you're just willfully dumb.
By submission, yeah.
You're willfully dumb. You willfully refuse to go after information. So
you're doomed to repeat it. That's unfortunate.
We had our own clinics. Like, tell the truth. Like, I don't understand what we don't understand about we have done this. And we can still do it. We had our own clinics. We had our own banks. We had our own businesses. We had our own schools. We policed ourselves and it worked.
It was very successful.
Black man could not rob, rape, or another Black woman. Period. You couldn't harm a child. Period. You couldn't harm your fellow brother or sister. Period.
There was a lot of
We
respect.
fought against oppression. We fought against us being raped. We fought against us being murdered. We fought. And I ain't going back 100 years neither.
No, you don't. You talking
We
about
were
the
doing this
70s.
in the 40s, in the 50s. We were doing this.
I think it ended like early 70s, but it was like all the way up. It had a run for like 40s, 50s, 60s until like early, like late 60s. And then it kind of got where they started putting a lot of violence in it because they started.
No, because they began to dismantle the things in which we were doing. So what do we need to do, right? Because we can't allow them to rise up. No, we cannot. We cannot allow. We need them to be under our control, under our rule of thumb, and we only need them to go as far as we will allow them to go. So what are we going to do? We're going, like, some of y'all need to really study COINTELPRO. I don't understand the information. We live in a time where information is not hidden, it's all out there.
Yes, it is.
When you have a president of the United States telling the FBI, we need an operative type group to go after these groups. We need intelligence on these groups. We need to infiltrate in order to bring down these groups. They will not succeed outside of us, period. That's history. Study it. This is why I get so extremely frustrated when I see, right, Black people saying stupid stuff. Okay, like, I'm on the fence. What are you on the fence about, dummy?
That's the people who don't know their history. They don't read. Lord, I read. Well, I write and I read. Period. Author J. McLaurin. But still, these people.
What you say, friend? What you do?
I write and I read. If I said it, I wrote it. So I'm author J. McLaurin, successfully published author. And here's the thing, bump that. I'm still a man of color. And so my life is in danger. I don't care how big of a platform I have or anything. And if it's not mine, it's my nephews. If it's not mine, it's my brothers. If it's not mine, it's my uncles, and etc. And so therefore, when I look at my community, I see other brothers and uncles and father-like figures. Just that's how I was raised. I was raised with a community, a village. We didn't do disrespect. We didn't sit there and separate ourselves from each other. It was just like, we all Black men and those are Black women and queens. And so it was no disrespect there. And these people refused to do their homework. And so I want to start pulling people Black cards. I want to pull your Black card because if you don't know your history, you're not doing your homework. So I'm going to pull your Black card because all this stuff has happened before. And it's literally just like a broken record. It's just coming back around. These things happened before. And it was worse than what it is now. It's just that we can see it now everywhere in a rapid succession because we have the access to see all of the United States, all of the world at one click. But
let me tell you something. And this is the part that really gets me, right? Because I really love Malcolm X. I really do. I really love anybody that knows me, you know, my views are extremely radical. I was never with nonviolent protests. I'm just not, sorry. Turn the other cheek was not my way of thought ever. So when I began to really study and learn, I was like, you know what, my mother will tell people, like, my daughter is very radical and she more than likely would have been a Black Panther and probably locked up and like had to escape to Cuba like Assata Shakur, because that's how radical my views are. And I'm not radical to the point where I believe in just murdering innocent people, right? But I'm radical in my views to the point where I believe in us so much that I believe that there is so much better, and that if we truly begin to protect ourselves and arm ourselves legally, because the Black Panther Party was legally armed.
I want me a baby Glock. I do.
You need to go get one.
I do.
We need to be legally armed. I also believe that in the state of New Jersey, I believe that we need to have a license to carry. I don't believe police should be the only ones with a license to carry. Not here.
But they wouldn't
No.
give me one. A friend, they ain't gonna give me one. I'm insane up here. You know, some things ain't working. Ain't working up there.
Oh,
So
Lord.
yeah, no,
Friend,
they ain't
you
gonna
can't get
work.
no gun.
Yeah, because I will kill them. I don't really care about that. I am radical.
Friend.
And I grew up Muslim. I'm Muslim. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. It's Ramadan. Eid
Yes,
Mubarak to everybody who is celebrating it. I am doing my thing. I'm not fasting in traditional sense. It's not applicable for me as a sick person, but I am doing my charity.
Okay.
Yeah, I always do it every year. So I will feed and I will give whatever. It doesn't really matter. I try to stay in a clear space. That's why, for me, all the news we're discussing is heavy, because I like for me to have my peace and my energy during this month. But things just keep happening, and I happen to be a bear witness because of all the social media. So it doesn't take my focus off of what this is for my culture and what it is for my family, but it does, you know, put a damper on my mood, because I'm going to automatically feel away. I'm feeling away. You know, that's why I wore all black tonight, because I feel away, you know. And so, but they won't give me a gun, friend, because, you know, I am black and I have a brain injury and I will take somebody's head off. I'm not even going to hold you. I will. And so, hey, fuck the police. Period.
Period, friend. Let me say this, like, if people who know, like, you got to really know me. No, I don't like guns. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I have had guns pulled on me. Clearly, I'm still here because back in my good younger days, my great terminology was, I wish a MFO would. Like, I wish you would pull. I wish you would. Right?
So you was a baby hood rat like me?
Friend, I was, you know.
We was baby hood rats. We hood babies. It's okay. We
And
graduated.
you know that, let me say this, and this is why people, like, when people meet my sister Jessie, they are like, y'all are so polar opposites to have lived in the same house your whole life.
Have I met her?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't met her. Okay.
Mm-mm. Jessie lives in Germany now, but
we should go to Germany and see her.
I know she keeps telling me I need to come out there. But we are polar. Like, if you meet Jessie, hear Jessie, me and Jessie are polar opposites. I chose one path, Jessie chose another path. The trouble Jessie got into was not Nakia's trouble, right? And so it was like, how y'all grew up in the same house and with the same two parents?
Friend, you was a baby hood rat.
I just chose the path of, you know,
not the path of least resistance. It wasn't the path of least resistance, honey.
She chose that good path. That was her path, was the least resistant path. My path had all types of restraints on it. Okay, my path was like,
I look over to the left.
Look, that path was, and you had two parents in the house. Sure did. Sure, I had them too.
I had two parents, my dad and my mom, and I still was a hood baby. I don't know, like, it was. I had respect always, but I still had a little edge to me. Jamil in the house, hey, watch him out. Jamil in the house, hey.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's going on with
What's going on, Kia?
Hey, what's going on?
Namesake, popping.
Man, I'm trying to hang in there, man, after that crazy, yesterday was a crazy day, man.
Jamal, I'm gonna need you to turn your camera because you like half in, half off.
Yeah, like you off of me. You cutting your face and stuff. No.
Yeah, over there.
Okay, yeah, now he there. Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, y'all know I got OCD. I need you in the middle.
I can't.
Is that better?
I can't with her.
Like my chair kills me because I'd be like, wait a minute. I would literally sit here and do this until I feel like it's straight and not care. Like, I am anal like that. I know it's bad. It's bad. It is so bad. Even when I'm in the gym and if I see the weight is out of place, I will literally stop what I'm doing and go fix the weight. And don't even be like, "Are you serious right now? Leave it." I'm like, "What? This is about to like cause my anxiety to like flare up. I can't handle it." So, yeah, Jamel, you had to fix that because you.
I went back to the gym for the first time, y'all, like 2 weeks. Oh God.
And we bless him. The gym is good. Jamel, get it off your chest. Come on,
player.
Yesterday was a lot, man. Listen, that little girl, man. I grieved over that all day. And one thing I know is that in this case, I'm almost 99.9% sure that cop is going to get to go back home and be with his family and celebrate the fact that he didn't get arrested and all of that. I'm almost sure,
I'm certain.
It's going to be a justifiable. It's going to be a lawful shoot. They're already saying it. Like when you hear that police chief talk, when you hear the mayor, I've been watching CNN one day. When you hear them speak, they're already justifying it, saying she was in the commission. He was lawful in using deadly force. They're already saying it. So they're already gearing us up for this was lawful.
Yeah, you're letting us know.
This is my thing. I've been in situations where I had to disarm people who had knives so that the situation wouldn't get out of hand. I've been in situations where I had to disarm my cousin because she was literally going to stab this girl up. All it took, an old school bum rush. You bum rush the girl, you tackle the girl, you get her on the floor, you take the knife out of her hand.
Period.
Like, we're not talking about somebody who's 250 pounds, 6'6", pure muscle, about to go into wrestling or something.
Exactly.
We're talking about a 15, 16-year-old girl. And even if you want it, let's even go to the extreme when we're talking about the gun. Even if you wanted to shoot her, it took 4 shots, center mass. You couldn't shoot her in the leg. You couldn't shoot her in the shoulder. Center mass. This last week, I put up at least 8 videos where the cops have been attacked with hammers, where they've had to chase people of their own ethnicity, and no harm came to them. People who can walk in the church and slaughter 9 people.
Come on,
but yet and still you offer them Burger King. I'm like, I said it, and I said this on the show last week here. There is no law, no policy. I'm past police reform. It's about reforming us now. We have to reform us. We got to get financially stable. We have to get financially literate. We have to start making money, investing back into our own communities and our own towns.
I agree.
And start making people realize if you want our money, you're going to have to treat us like you treat yourselves.
Treat us equal.
If you want us, the way we're going to make this happen is by us becoming movers and shakers in this world again.
I like that word again.
And I'm like, at what point do you not realize that as a cop, we are literally on the same day on one of the most important cases in U.S. history. And I'm going to do this? I couldn't think of anything else to do. And then what really infuriated me, and nobody's talking about this, is that at a certain point, the cops started talking about Blue Lives Matter.
That blew my mind. That blew my mind.
So that automatically lets you know that this wasn't something that was done this wasn't a good shoot. This wasn't a good shoot.
No good intent.
Because that extra commentary lets you know
the intention.
And then you turn your back on the people and walk away. Nah, man. And to wake up to so many of our people talking about, yeah, it was a justified shoot. Yeah. I'm looking at them like
they lost.
What? It almost had me feeling hopeless for us.
They lost, bro.
If we not gonna stand up for us and stick together for us, how do we expect anybody else to feel any responsibility to do the same?
It's disheartening. It's disheartening.
Bro. I mean, I think maybe up until 1 o'clock this afternoon, off and on, I just had tears in my eyes crying about the whole situation, because I'm like, I already know. I got a daughter. Anybody ever put their hands on my daughter, I'm going to kill you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to try to find out what happened. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to kill you dead.
I feel the same way about my niece and my best friend and my mother. Like, I feel that way. This is like I don't like this for us. I really don't like.
But that's just like what Marcus just said. Marcus said you can't train to prepare for predisposed fear. This is a fear.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why they keep saying that. Why do they keep having them police us? They need to get more Black officers in our areas, right?
And don't let them.
I don't know if that's the answer.
That ain't gonna work.
It's not.
That ain't gonna work. Because they are being trained to treat us like they treat us. They train up the Blacks to be above the Blacks. So they're being trained by white officers to treat us like the white officers do, instead of them taking a leap up in a step and saying, no, that's not right. They're my people. I got them. Let me talk to them. Let me do this. No, they're being trained to treat us just like that's all a part of their boot camp. That's all a part of their training. If you're not doing your job to be a Black officer. You're not doing your job. And
I think a lot more officers need to start telling the truth about how they're told to police us.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to give you what they do, and we see it because we're Black. I never, when I was a kid growing up, did I hear anything about Blue Lives.
Never.
But now that we have entered back into this this Jim Crow era 2.0, it's like now Blue Lives Matter. If you're a Black cop, you got to say Blue Lives Matter, because you got to put blue over Black. And I always tell people the same thing I say to the police, I say it to these foolish Christians, to these foolish religious people. Before I knew anything about Jesus, I was Black.
That's right.
Before I knew anything about being a cop, I was Black. Before I knew anything about, the first thing that comes around is that I'm Black.
First and foremost.
And because of that, I automatically come with a different set of rules than the rest of the world. because we are the only race that has been castigated in every single country. And then I wonder, like, they have an Asian task force. They don't even have an African American black task force. But the minute an Asian was attacked, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't defend them, I believe we should, but it shows me that the system is designed to antagonize us.
Antagonize and marginalize us.
Yep.
It's by design.
Discredit, dismiss, all that.
And no matter, and no matter how good a person you are, a good person put in a bad system will end up becoming a bad person.
That's it.
Facts.
It's because you're being socialized and psychologized into manifesting your darkness, manifesting the craziest things, and then covering it up, and then finding ways to cope with it by saying, but if they just woulda, but if they just woulda, but if they just woulda. It's madness. It's madness.
It's so
and
dark.
When I
it's
see
so dark.
It's they have us in a distraction that constantly loops. Because while all of this is going on, you better believe that there are other things that are happening that are trying to make sure that our rights are slowly taken away from us. And that's not just for Black people, that's for all of us. Because at the end of the day, racism is only a child of classism. At the end of the day, racism, they don't know racism if you are on a certain tier or status when it comes to your money. All of a sudden, all that disappears. They'll hone in on the green rather than the black. So if that's the case, we need to learn how to play the game. We have to get our money up. We have to start making things that happen. We have to be in our communities where no, we don't need y'all product. We got our own product. No, we don't need y'all to do this. We can do it ourselves. The same way that the Jews have Eastern Parkway, all just sewed up. It's the same way. We got to start having our communities.
Coming over here buying our property too. They buying up the blocks over here too. They buying the blocks.
And they trying to do that out here, right in my neighborhood. And my thing is like, yo, I have white friends that I dearly love, and white friends that are allies to this cause. And it's like, at some point, we all got to realize that this system is made and designed to keep us at each other's throats so that they can continue to do all their backdoor stuff. And I didn't want to say stuff. I wanted to say something else so bad.
You know,
but they wanted
to take the muzzle off and saying it.
I was gonna say it and backdoor shit.
Yeah, man.
They slaughtering us like cows.
I'm like,
we are nothing.
It's and then to see people say, well, if she just wouldn't have, the girl is getting jumped by other girls. The girl is fighting for her life. Fighting for her life. So you don't think we don't learn about fight and flight? We don't learn about those responses?
And agility.
Like, like it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Very much so. So we don't know about agility.
See, but the thing about it is, it's like when you remove yourself from the situation, you act like you don't remember.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying.
That's why I said y'all niggas act like y'all can't remember. But I remember being in front of the church 3 years ago with that nigga and that bitch trying to jump me in front of a church. So are you saying that if the cops would have rolled, because before they did that, he had already called the cops on me saying I was trespassing. So would they have a right to shoot me because dumb niggas decided to jump me in front of a church?
And all you were trying to do is defend yourself.
But that's the point. Even if I had a weapon, would I not have the right to use it to do what? Protect myself? Like this is the stuff that I don't understand, and these are the things that piss me off about us. Because y'all do stuff, y'all say stuff, and it makes absolutely no sense. At the end of the day, that girl was defending herself. And the reason why people are having such a hard time believing it is because you see the girl in the pink on the side holding the door. So it's like, oh, well, she wasn't being aggressive at that point.
That's a clip.
You don't know what happened before that point.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly. If this girl felt threatened enough to call the police, then you have to know something was happening. Because the truth of the matter is, us black folk don't call police like that.
We handle it. We handle it the way we know how to
go out
handle
the
it.
street and we handle our business. So
Period.
it's just like, yo, I look at these things and I say, the longer you stay, and this, I don't care who's a cop. I have friends who are cops. I have some family members who wanted to be cops, but I advised them against it. I want y'all to know, y'all police officers, I said this years ago in a meeting with someone who was running for mayor. And I said to them that if the cops do not realize that they paint targets on their own back when they allow this stuff to go down, then you're preparing yourself for a war. You're preparing yourself for a war. Because sooner or later, you're going to have someone who's going to start killing these cops. And a lot of, and when I said this was around the same time when there were 2 cops who were shot in the head right there on Myrtle Avenue while sitting in their cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When people have had enough and they don't feel like their voice are being heard, eventually they will take matters into their own hands and they will go to the extreme.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
And my thing is, if you as a cop, if you really want to ensure your safety, then you find other measures than killing. You find other measures. Okay, they say, oh, he couldn't shoot up into the air. Okay, don't shoot up in the air. Shoot on the ground. Shoot into the grass. Okay, you can't do that. Tackle a girl. You have a taser. Why didn't you use your taser? You're a grown man. Yo, I'm just like,
I'm over this time.
And for me, I'm like, I've been in situations where I had to run up and tackle and grab and stop. So there's no, and I don't have no police training. So if I can do that without police training and you can't do it with police training, then that's telling me that either the training is tainted or you have totally ignored procedure.
Or you're totally green and you're scared. You're not fit for the job.
If you're a pussy, don't be a cop.
Period.
Pastor Jamel Lewis said.
Pastor said it.
Hey Marcus, y'all missed the memo.
What's
We
up?
all black today because Black Lives Matter. Period. Yeah, I like the green though background and like Jamil got the green because I'm a brain injury survivor and that's color ribbon. So yeah, but y'all ain't got on y'all black and we black.
I'm sorry, I was out playing basketball.
Oh, so you got to put on burgundy, but you got the green backdrop, so I'll give you a pass tonight.
Cool.
I'm back. Hoes.
And I'm gonna say, hey, he going soundbite that part right there. That I'm back, hoes, and I'm gonna crack up when he send me the video.
Show is.
What's good, brother? Good to see you, Marcus.
Good to see you guys as well.
Yeah, I had to when I saw Marcus comment, I was like, come on.
I was just commenting, trying to relax from my day. But yeah, you can't train for predisposed fear. We deal with that in my profession, the mental health profession, especially if you do inpatient or any type of psychiatric care where you got to deal with psych patients. You can't be out there selling wolf tickets and you're afraid of the patients. They can feel it from you. And you're going to have to back that up. Or, if you ever worked in a hospital setting with psychiatric patients, and I love them to death, they going to put a whipping on you.
Yes, sir.
So some of these cops out here, I know being a cop is a nice job. Depending on where you work, it's a great salary, nice benefits and all. But it will either cost you your life or someone else's life. So I think when they do these screenings, they need to show these guys, are you prepared for this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
They go
prepared
after
for
the
this?
greed, and so they inadequate because they go after the money,
Mm-hmm.
and they have no compassion for people. They may not even be people person. They may not even have that nature naturally, and that's the self-evaluation. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, "Can I do this? I care about people. I love people, and all this stuff." Because if you're not that type of person, that's not never going to work out well. Never. You can't fake that. If you faking it, you can't do it. You really not a people person.
You can't. And some of these guys, if they're in too many, because one thing that people have to understand, they're in confrontational situations all day. After about 6 months of that, that's a pattern. So they're preparing themselves for confrontation. It don't have to be confrontation. It's just the nature of the job is stressful. It's stressful. So imagine if something actually happened at home and then they went to work. So that's stress on top of stress, on top of stress. And then now you put in fear. That person's not fit for the job.
Period.
So do you recommend counseling even while on the job, on like a something they had to report? And really, I believe that they should always go to counseling. They do deal with a lot, but they need to seek a higher up thing.
They need counseling. They need time away from hot spots in the city. If you're in the hot spot for the city for longer than 3 months, then all right, cool. Switch. Why? Because we need you to be able to take a break, get your mind together. We understand that, if we don't put you in the best place mentally, when you go out and deal with the people, you're not going to handle them right. And as soon as I seen the video, I was like, oh, this is going to head wrong. I didn't even know what was about to happen. It just had the sensitive viewers, and I was like, As soon as I seen the cop pull out and I seen what was happening, I was like, oh, this is about to end wrong. Oh, I just turned it off. I turned it like too many things went wrong.
Extreme. I think it was extreme and too premature. His call was too premature.
I don't know if it was premature. It's hard because when it's go time, it's go time. And if you've been in a traumatic situation where it's physical, it's violent, like you ain't prepared for go time. It's just, oh snap, it's happening. You got to give your body a chance to catch up. Now, I'm not validating what he did. I'm not validating what he didn't do. I'm just saying it's too many things that went wrong in that scenario, and like everything needs to be addressed. I know I got on late, but I was listening on my phone, and Jamel was talking about somebody in the neighborhood should have reacted. I'm not trying to place blame on nobody else. And yes, that might not have been in your business, but when I looked at the video and I seen two adults, I'm just like, oh, there's adults on the scene and there's kids outside. I'm just like, wait, hold up. So from my stance, I work with adolescents. And so this is what happens at my job frequently, where unsupervised kids, and then somebody on here might be a therapist, they might be listening, they might call in and be like, how did it get to this point? Why did it take so long for it to get to this point? Why didn't they intervene sooner? It's just way too many things that went wrong. And, I'm so sorry that the young lady lost her life. I'm so sorry that people, now you got to think about the people who witnessed it.
Right.
Because it was just, I guess, in their minds, it probably was going to be a common fight. I'm gonna do enough to scare you off, and you know it didn't go that way. But now you're talking about
Murder.
everybody who witnessed it is now experienced the trauma.
Mhm.
They still got to process it. Now it's like
it's almost it's scarred, it's embedded.
right. So now what we gonna do with them? Because if they getting any type of confrontation, that's how you think they're gonna respond. Either I get you, I gotta get you before you get me, before the cop gets me.
Yeah, PTSD is very real. Yes, it is.
You know what? It boils down to this, and most people don't know. And I said it on the show last week. The Supreme Court passed a law that says cops no longer have to protect and serve. That is not their job. Because we don't know that, we don't understand that now protecting and serving the community lies on us. We have to protect our kids, protect our community, and understand that the people that we call to come in are no longer there for our protection. If you're not there, if you're a police officer and your job is no longer to protect or serve, what other job is there? What is the description of the job now? Not protecting, not serving. So what are you doing? Are you just collecting money?
So, but here's
Are
the
you
thing,
collecting
right?
body parts?
So here's the thing, right? It's that so when and that's because I had to look up that law again today because I'm like they're using the excuse of he was trying to protect the girl in the pink from being stabbed, right? So at what point when are you there to protect and serve and when aren't you? Because when the Supreme Court made that ruling, right, they said that the cop don't have to protect the individual person. That's what the ruling said. Cops are not there to protect an individual. So if they're not there to protect an individual, but he was justified because he was trying to protect an individual, houseway, it's too gray.
It's just going to be a situation where, unfortunately, with a lot of our laws, with a lot of these things, we are just left to our own imaginations on how to deal with it and how to make it work. And that's not just for us as people, even the police. The police don't even know the law. These cops do not know the law. When you have people quoting certain sections of the law, and these cops standing there looking
dumbfounded, like
then their pride gets hurt. So now they got to dominate you.
That's ego
because their pride was bruised. So now I won't make you do this. I won't. Now you getting in the car. Yeah, it's like, yo, there is a side where we have to deal with, like Marcus said, the mental health of the police, and then there's also a side where these police, I understand now that they are not receiving the same training that they used to receive when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, these cops had sense enough to get a rapport with the people in the community. They would pair younger cops up with older cops. Now they sending two new bucks into pink houses. They sending new bucks, two rookies into 40 projects.
No,
it's not how you do that. You to me, what you're saying is we are looking to create a fire. We're looking to create situations, because that does not make sense.
Not the pink houses.
Listen. You didn't hear when that the Oriental the Asian cop went in there and started shooting and killed somebody because he thought somebody was coming out down the stairs. This was a few years, like maybe 2-3 years ago. A big situation in pink houses. They were doing their patrols of the stairs and stuff, and then they ended up killing this young guy up in there because they thought he was going to do something. They thought because they were scared because you and cop was green.
Oh,
cop was green, bro. Cop was green.
You can't be green going up in there.
You can't. Again, you pair these young cops up with cops that have experience
with the OGs
and have a rapport with the community.
Yes. Shame on them.
Hey, the rapport with the community is so shot right now, all across the country. It's like they've literally created Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter almost is another ethnicity, which is crazy to me.
All lives matter.
Right.
And I'm like this. We're not saying blue lives don't matter, but bruh, there's no such thing as a blue life.
Right.
You're a cop. It's a career. You can make career changes.
And you can lose your life too.
Exactly. It's like
the fuck?
We just have, if you know that the system within your career is corrupt, if you keep working in that career, eventually not only will the system be corrupt, but you will be too.
Absolutely. Period.
It's simple. And what are we going to do? This is how I make my money. Boy, you better go be a bounty hunter. You better start your own little private investigation firm.
Or
you better.
There are other things you can do. Security, sit your ass down. That's how I do.
Yeah. Doing. It's just like, we're living in a world where people are not allowed to think anymore. Not even allowed, but people don't think. This is the most non-thinking, it's like we just shut off and we just allow ourselves to be led by TV and led by sound bites and led by
drama. The cops are so young and they green, and I look at some of them, I'm like, I'm older than you. I know I am. And you think you could tell me what to do? First of all, they don't talk to me because I don't allow them to talk to me. Because I'm not a criminal. So you're going to talk to me. If you're going to talk to me, it's going to be with respect. Because if you don't give me mine, I'm taking it. And that's how it's going to go. But I know my rights and I know better. Because they're not going to just do what they want with me that does not work and sit well with me. If I'm from back in the day and I know how it used to be, someone young and new that want to drive that car just to get out of traffic, almost kill somebody, putting on them noises, that don't work for me. That don't work for me. Because I know better. If you know better and you knew better, you'll do better. A lot of us don't know better, or they have forgotten. They got lost along the way of how it used to be. And they settle for anything. And anything is these new cops. Right now in my city, when they get new cops, they put them on like cautionary lime green or bright orange neon green vest. And they literally just walk up and down the street to let you see them. But they're not interacting. They want you to fear them. They don't want you to get to know them and say, this is the area I'm going to be covering. Back in the day, they did that so that you could feel safe to come to them and you knew that you was protected in the way. Now it's not about protecting you. Right. They want you to fear them as they walk up and down South Orange Avenue, sort of thing, or 18th Avenue. And these cops be real young. They don't look like me. They're not my complexion. They're not of my color or ethnicity. Half of them in my city, they be Hispanic, or sometimes you see some Caucasians, and rarely the black ones. And when you see the black ones, they so cocky, they so cute. Everybody cutie on duty. Who gonna do the job? Who doing the goddamn job? I'm lost and turned the fuck out, like the whisper said. Who gonna do the job? Ain't nobody gonna do the goddamn job.
It's crazy because the job used to be about stopping crime. Now the job is about creating criminals.
Mm-hmm. You got to tell that out. Okay, all of a sudden you wrapped up.
It's about creating criminals
and looking cute while you do
it. Right. And once I get you locked up, now I've started you on the way to this is your criminal starter kit.
Right.
Now I'm going to send you down to Rikers Island and leave you there for 3 years to fend and fight for your life where you might have to stab someone or hurt someone so that you can just remain safe until your court date.
Stack them
until your court date.
Make you animalistic.
So here they are. All they it's not about stopping crime anymore. It's about creating criminals, and that goes down to the prison. That goes down to the prisons. That go down to that prison work is business. It is a business. It is a
quota they have to fill.
Business.
$1 billion industry.
All of them are businesses. Inpatient, hospitalization, business,
medication, everything is a billion or $1 trillion industry.
Yeah,
and you need to fill a quota, and they need to keep that prison at its maximum, or else they're going to have to shut it down. They do not want to lose their interest. Believe it or not, there are a lot of celebrities that are African American, athletes included, who have invested in jails.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's going to bring you. It's going to bring a good return.
Mm-hmm. So and this is not that. Since this is not a part of their ministry and their narrative any longer, even though they come from the hood, since it's not a part of their ministry or their narrative any longer, they don't mind somebody on their team and business advisory like invest in this jail, Michael Jordan. And also sell them sneakers that they killing people for and busting their head over for, but also invest in his jail.
Well, actually, people think that it was Michael Jordan, but it was actually another man by the name of Michael Jordan, a white guy, who was actually the big prison guy. So it wasn't Michael Jordan that we know as the basketball player, but it was actually another guy.
Yeah, fuck both of them. They got more money than me, so fuck both of them. How about that? Okay, but at the end of the day, they got more money. They got more money than me, but they're not as rich as me in love and in heart and in creativity and blessings. But fuck both of them. But yeah, they invest the money in that, and they be of our color. They be from the hood, and it's like, hey, this is a business opportunity. I know a lot of them are going to jail anyway. Hell, half my family already in there, so why not? And I just be like, that is so bad. I hate that for us, and I love us, but we do some crazy ass nut shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And you know the cuties on duties around the neighborhood, kid. You know you see them up and down where you live at, child. All the people, everybody got to be cute. The hair be bumped and pressed. The girl got the lashes on and she pull you over. Nails the click clacking and she try to write a ticket. You be like, girl, you too cute to do a job, so I gonna knock your fucking head off. And then you wonder why your head on the floor.
That's a whole mess. Hold on, we got
pull up on the side of them. You thinking they gonna be like, oh, they in their cop car, windows down, on their cellular phone. They so cocky, they be on their phone. Where is your defenses? You're not looking around your perimeter. You're not protecting the people. You're not even protecting yourself. Cause you made it. They made it when they get on that. They too cute. Everybody too cute. So motherfuckers died down the street. She down the street on her phone at the chicken shack. Girls might just die down the street at the corner store. What the hell are you talking about?
James, are you on?
They can't say that to me. No, don't say that to me.
It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, and what makes me angry is how the community is responding. Oh, yeah. And when I say the community, I'm not just talking about the people who are in their homes. Definitely, I'm talking about them.
Can you hear me?
But the businesses in the community.
Yeah, we can hear you, James. 1 second. Jamel's finishing his thought.
The businesses in the community. The churches in the community.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're coming in clear on our end. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. First off, I'd like to thank you for having me, thanking the panel. Very interesting topics. Basically, I wanted to say to the brother, I believe his name is Marcus. I'm going to go back to my screen. All right. With that being said, to the brother Lewis, the gentleman's name was actually Charlie. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're talking about
choppy.
Sorry. So let me start fresh. Once again, thank you, everybody. To the brother in the bottom right corner, the gentleman's name was Aki Gurley in Pink Houses. I was born and raised in East New York.
Right.
A lot of people know it as Hammers, but it was Unity Plazas right there by Jefferson High School.
Yep.
Yep. No doubt. One of the things I wanted to say, one of the problems that we have is that we have to go back to raising ourselves with respect. The level of respect is very important. And I'll give you an example just from the old neighborhood, and then I'll come forth with some other things. I remember as a young man, we always carried ourselves with respect. We used to have ciphers. We used to talk about today's topics, things that was going on in the communities and abroad. And I remember this cops one time, they drove by. The water used to settle in this particular part of the street, and they knew this. Everybody in the area knew this. Just finished raining. Windows down. They knew what it was. Soaked us, basically drove by, caused the tidal wave, and soaked us. I told my man, I said, chase them. We chased them all the way up to the Southern Avenue precinct, housing. Jumped out. I made the cop apologize. He didn't want to. His partner looked at him. He seen him look at my eye, and he said, apologize. He apologized because it's what's called, what I always believe, and I'll tell anybody this, death before disrespect. Yes, you must know your laws. Yes, you must know your rights as a human being. Right here in Georgia, where I now reside, pulled over. I'm not even driving, and she's going to try and give me a hard time about my ID. And I'm telling her, I'm not showing you no ID. I don't have to show you no ID. And she went further. I said, well, I'm going to ask the most important question. Are you pulling us over because this car was suspected of a felony? She said, no. I said, well, I'm not showing you no ID then. Done. She asked me no more questions. So I say all that to say, yes, we must definitely know our rights as a people because you can back them up. All that back and forth, yak, letting them, basically antagonize you, that's uncalled for. State your business, state where you stand, and just stare at it. Because now they understand that you know and you're serious about the person who you are. Right. We have to go back to respect. It is very important. Now, coming down to something along the lines of mental health and policing. If you ask anybody a question of truly, why do you want to be a cop? No one can ever give the correct answer on that. There is no answer for that. Because the policing that we see, the policing that is known, is totally different from any correct answer somebody can put on the application. And this is known going in. So that's a problem in itself right there. Because, I want to protect and serve the people, or I want to stop crime. And we all know, every one of us at the end of the day, that's some BS in itself. Period. That's some BS in itself. Going back again, I personally feel that what we must start doing is we can't bail out every term, unfortunately, that one of ours is killed, meaning a person of color. What I suggest that we do is set a pact, because we need to make pledges known to the world that if you harm one of mine, just like the gentleman said, and just like, you may have said also with you, if you harm one of mine, I'm killing everything, goldfish and all. And it should be known with every family. So therefore, if you kill this child, you ain't got to worry about us marching and coming out there and doing that. You better be worried about that child's family. What's going to be known now is, not only do they want to go to heaven, they actually don't mind dying. And when that is brought forth, because violence, I hate to say it, but violence only is going to respect violence. They're only going to understand it's just like a bully. A bully is never going to stop slapping you in the face until you slap them back. And until we slap them back, mostly with economic power, we also have to arm ourselves to let them know, look, man, you're just not going to disrespect me any old kind of way. And I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to die out here. Somebody's going to get hurt.
For sure.
Talking, it's just like fighting anybody else in the street. Why are we talking? You said what you said. I said what I said. All you got to do is reach out. That's it. All you got to do is reach out. And you're going to have to kill me. Because that's where we go. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. Economic powers. We went wrong trying to be equal to. Ice Cube made a quote in one of his songs. He said, "Who the hell are they? Who the hell are they to be equal to?" We wanted to go outside our own communities and live over there. We wanted to send our kids to those schools, and we wanted to buy our kids what they got. And that's where we went wrong at. Because now let's come back to the communities. We need to have our own stores, just like Harlem once was. We need to have our own everything, just like Greenwood once was. We need to have all of these things established, because what happens is now we're self-sufficient. We really don't want your help. We really don't need your help.
Yeah.
Everything that we do need, now we have the power to show you that we can barter for it. You're going to have to give it up if you want to deal with us in this manner.
Right.
Right.
The Italian people strengthened their people, and now they're one of the biggest banks in the entire world, which is the Bank of America. It started off as the Italian bank. Now it's Bank of America. So I love y'all discussion. That's something I needed to get off my chest. I'm glad y'all had me. I'm very truthfully sorry that this young lady, I didn't see the video, so I'm getting a lot of insights from it. I didn't want to watch it. I had an opportunity maybe here and there, but it's like, man, I really don't want to watch it because of what we accomplished just yesterday when we scored the hoop, but we still got the whole game to go. And I'm like, now they done gunned down this young lady, and I too have daughters. I too have grandchildren.
Right.
So I remember what it was coming up in the crazy 80s in East New York, Brooklyn, trying to go up in pink houses to see my family. The 18 right there in Cypress Projects. I know what that was. But I tell you what, the 18 need the housing police move out the projects because of their weaponry alone.
They ain't want no smoke.
Made them move out the project because and that brother know in the bottom corner, he know, because I heard him say enough to know he know about East New York. The 18 made them move because of their weaponry alone. Now, if that's just a clique of people, I can't, everybody know what that is. If that's a clique of people that got enough firepower to make you lift up your whole base of operation and go somewhere else, that's the power of the people right there. Because they had to respect that. You know why? Because they knew at any given time, if they jumped out there on some real BS, they'll mess around and get murdered down.
Yeah, lay them out.
With no problem.
Period.
So we got to do it all, man. And it's too much for me to speak on, but we must do it all. We gotta go really back to these kids. Leave all of that, man, certain demonic stuff alone. I ain't even gonna name names, but leave that demonic stuff alone. We have to start making our people accountable for our music. That's one of the biggest problems. They selling these kids a dream. We got to start making everybody accountable. If I was the man in that neighborhood with that young girl, I would have broke that fight up.
ASAP.
I would start barking orders, because back in the days when I was growing up, man, you better not let Miss Mary see you out there doing nothing.
Right.
Not let Miss Gonzalez see you doing nothing.
It was the village, the village concept.
Right. And
That's
we got to get back to that, man. We have to get back, because they the ones that put that in our minds to say all of a sudden now the big term is, I wish somebody would say something to my child.
Right.
Now you got mothers running up on buses to fight little kids instead of talking to parents like our parents did. They put that in our mindset to be that way. So now we can't even tell your child or chastise your child when they do wrong. And then instead of you coming to me quietly, you do it in front of the child. So now you just told that child, do what you want to do, because even if somebody come tell on you, I'm still going to uphold your bullshit.
Right. That's the sad truth. It really is.
We got to get back, man. We got to go back to the basics, man. Sitting down at the dinner table as a family, talking as a family, start snitching people out that ain't doing right in the community. We ain't got to go to police. Go to the brothers in the neighborhood. Yo, man, you know such and such down on the corner with that BS. We got to go move him.
Yeah, we could check them ourselves.
We got to go move him, because I don't want them gunning for such and such and straight bullet my grandchild.
Right.
Absolutely. Fact.
And that's exactly what will happen.
Simple as that. Simple as that. When the police pull up in the neighborhood, we got a whole welcoming committee for them. Look, bro, we got this. If somebody need to go into custody, we'll turn their ass over to you. But we got this.
They tell you one time to get off that block, and you get off that block.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell you one time, we want you off this block. They'll move out of respect. The respect was there. That's when respect was at the forefront. So if another brother or an elder step to you and say, you got to come off this block, they move. No problem. You got it, OG. You got it, G. You got it. You got it, brother. You got it.
Exactly.
No cop was needed because they moved.
Women been pulling their part. They pulling all the rallies. Let's be honest, brothers. They pulling their part. It's time, and I'm not saying, of course, you gentlemen are standing up, but we need more gentlemen to start matching this woman power that's going on out here, and be serious about it. See, we can't just run out. When we at war, we can't run out here and be throwing. I'm right here in the Atlanta area. I don't even go to protests no more. I don't have it in me. I'm ready to do what we need to really do, either over here, over there. But that protester, they got our playbook on that. I'm not doing that no more. Because I'm tired. Like, look, we've been protesting for a long time now.
We have.
Sure did.
Like we've been protesting for a long time now. So I suggest, man, we start making ourselves accountable, starting with these kids, starting in every little area. And like I said, man, we don't have enough time in the day to rope them all in, because every social issue we can think of is a social issue we must deal with. Everything from teaching our kids how to manage finances, how to start taking their daughters back to school, how to stop these young ladies from twerking, how to tell these young men to pull up their pants, how to
God, please.
Start with their parents. We got to strip it and start all over again.
They have been brainwashed. Our people are lost. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
From the music to out of their religion, and you don't have to be the religion, but you must believe in a higher power, and whoever that higher power is, you need to gravitate to that man. And as my father would say, do the right thing
and serve. For God's sake, man.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I'm not going to talk.
Thank you for all your knowledge and your wisdom.
I got it off my chest because this is what it was about. I'm going to hang up and I'm going to come right back, man, and listen to what y'all got to say further. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Black Link is out, y'all.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Period.
You know, I like
I love being black.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've always said, I said, we sit up here, we protest, we do all this stuff, but where is our economic power?
Mm-hmm.
We're not utilizing our economic power, and that's the problem. We could keep protesting, we could keep marching, we could keep singing, we could keep doing all of that stuff, but until we begin to align our economic power together and say, you know what, now we about to take it back to when we did police our own. We need the cops' help. Now we about to take it back to where we did care for our own, where you had black pediatrician, black gynecologists, black orthodontists, black dental, black podiatrists, where we had it built up within our communities so that we didn't go outside.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And the economic development was within our communities. So now we're taking care of our own. Now we are producing the community environment because now the community is upholding itself.
Right.
So it's like, how do we get back to that? Because if we understand the solution, we understand what we need to do. Now it's like, how do we get back to that? Because now it's going to take pooling in the resources to do it.
I don't even think we need to pull in the resources. We've always had the resources.
No, I said pooling, not pulling them in, but pooling.
Okay.
Everybody we got to put.
All right, we can all put $1 in. All four of us put $1 in. Let's go ahead and go on this right now.
Come on, $1. But that's how you start.
Yeah,
right.
We could do it as $1. We really could do it like everybody pulling $100, right?
Oh, and we got another caller coming in. Let's see who that's going on. Hey, Donnie. Donnie said good evening, everybody.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, OG.
That's your OG, right?
That's my OG.
Good evening, caller. Who's
All
this?
of my OG, they older than me. These motherfuckers at the bottom, my OGs too. Shit.
You older than me. I know. I do this every time.
Don't do so. Say that's a lie.
Good evening.
Oh, hey, Duke. As soon as I heard that voice, I knew that's Duke.
Yes, it's me. Hello, welcome. Yes.
Hello.
How
Hi.
are you? Well, I'm just speaking as far as younger generation goes. I am 22 years old. This is just getting off my chest how I feel about the whole situation with everything that's going on as far as, you know, the social injustice and what we're going through as a people today. Honestly, I'm at my last string of hope, if I could be honest. And this is just being real. You know, I'm real. Nikia knows how real I am. So I'm just at my last string of hope because I just feel like, you know, us, and please receive what I'm saying, us as a people, we have to do better before we do better, if that makes sense. I just feel like, you know, we have to stop the killing of each other, the disrespect. We have to, as far as, you know, when it comes to each other, as far as Black people on Black people, we have to stop the crime. We have to stop, because I feel like people will not take us seriously until we do that. I mean, you know, it's just, we have to be as united as everybody else is, as far as their own community is. And, you know, so that way we can, you know, come, if I'm trying to make sense, so that way we can, you know, overpower, you know, like we are a golden race. We are such a beautiful indigenous people. We are wonderful. And I feel like, you know, just society and also the white, quote unquote, white man has just, you know, diminished our power. And, you know, now that we're now I feel like we're in a state where we're getting it back. I just feel like, you know, some of it is being done the right way and some of it is not being done the right way. Mm-hmm. For an example, I just feel like, you know, I feel like there's a time to fight and there's a time, honestly, to just, you know, for example, I see, you know, a lot of the live videos going on with the police and everything of that nature. If you made a wrong turn, you feel me, and you know, if you made a wrong turn and you legitimately did do what you know, what you were not supposed to do, and a cop stops you and actually does their job, I just don't think as a people we should automatically just give the, oh, fuck you, cop, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that is, and don't get me wrong, there are cops who don't do their job, who are disrespectful, who are racist, and who actually have a target on the backs of Black people. But I'm just saying, as far as I've seen some of these lives, as far as these cops that honestly are just doing their jobs, and then we as the people were the fuck yous, we're this, we're that, we're the live videos in their faces, and know that it's not giving any cop the right to sit there and point a gun or be disrespectful or anything of that nature. But we have to honestly come to a place where we take accountability, rise from that, and change the narrative that the white people have put on the Black people. Because honestly, I feel like we have created that narrative. Yes, I understand that, you know, the white people have a lot to do with, you know, the crack institution and everything of that nature that goes on. They have a lot to do with that. But I feel like us as a people, if we really tap into our power and tap into how beautiful we are as a people, we can rise above all of this. But it starts with us. It starts with us. And that's just honestly how I feel. You know, I hope I didn't sound, you know, retarded, but I just
you just need to relax because you seem nervous. Are you nervous?
No, he passionate. That's how he passionate about this too.
Yeah, but we understand you completely though. We do understand you. We understand you. You came perfectly clear. The signal was clear. We got it. Yes, we do need to not be so sensitive over minute and trivial issues and all automatically pinning it to it being one of the dramatic incidents like we were discussing. Certain things warrant them doing their job, and not all white people or white cops are bad individuals. So when they're doing their job effectively and properly, of course we don't need to be on their case. But there are some that the lines get blurred because of the fact that they're in disguise. So we don't know automatically who is good and who is bad and who is for us and who is against us. So yes, they do pull it off with mistakes that we have made, and we will continue to do that. And of course we should pay the price or the punishment for it. We made a mistake, but everything is not extremely as much as, you know, as of lately, we've been getting a lot of heat, and that's what we're addressing. But we understood you perfectly.
Yeah, no, you definitely came across very clear, and I want you to know that.
Yeah.
And I do agree with everything that you did say, except for the part that we have created a narrative, because we didn't create the narrative. The narrative was given to us, and now we play it out, right?
Yeah.
And I think that part of the issue with this narrative, because I know myself, and I have been pulled over quite a few times by police. I'm just saying, and they have heard my mouth. Because why? And part of the issue is that they don't like to be questioned. I have a right to ask you a question, ma'am.
Absolutely.
When they walk up to my car, license and registration, why are you stopping me? Ma'am, give me your license and registration. Why are you stopping me? Don't ask for my documentation and
right.
think that I don't know that I have the right to ask you, why did you stop me? Why am I pulled over? Right? And so then when you, so what happens is when you challenge, so-called challenge them in their so-called authority and in their so-called power, it then becomes a struggle because now, ma'am, get out the car. Absolutely not.
Period.
Absolutely not. I will not. No.
It's just for me. Like I said, you guys are a lot more older than I am and seasoned than I am, and I still have a lot.
I tried it. Is that Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Gary. You like my outfit? I appreciate it.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
He's living. He tried it though.
Yes. I just feel like, and just to pick it up off your point, Nisha, I just feel like, honestly, just for the sake, and this is just me, like I said, I'm 22, I'm not, you know, as, you know,
you're a baby.
As you guys are, as far as life experiences. So, and I'm willing to learn as well. But my thing is that I just feel like for the sake of our lives, I just feel like, I'm at a point where just like, if you need my ID, just take it. I want to live. That's where I'm at the point. You feel me? Like, like when I see the American flag, I start to cry. Like it's a symbol of like, oh, like they're against me. Like when I see American flags on people's cars, and when I see, you know, police officers and they pull me over, it could be for this, it could be for, I start shaking, I start trembling. I'm like, well, what do you want? Take it. I don't care. Just like, that's where I'm at. You feel me? And I know that's not a good thing, but just for the sake of my life, I'm willing to do. Hey, take the ID. You want me to get out the car? Okay. Like that's just where I'm at. And I know that's not a proper stance, and I guess, but I just, for the sake of my life, I just do it. If that makes sense. What? I hope that makes sense.
You complied.
It does
because of what you saw and what you see.
But that's a real experience, right? Yeah. That's the real experience, and I'm happy that you just said that, because that's the real experience of being Black in America.
The average Black too. That's the average. It's common. It is.
We have a fear when the cop pulls us over. I just need to make it past this stop. I witnessed that with my father growing up because my dad he liked to speed. So he was constantly getting pulled over. And the minute he would get pulled over, my dad's hands would start shaking. How you doing, officer? So and so and so, all this other extra stuff. It's an automatic fear. Why? Because I want to make it beyond this stop. But why should we fear to make it beyond a stop? If you are the officer of the law and you're operating within the law, why do I fear for my life when I see you, when I see them lights come on?
Because on average they don't.
That's who created that level of a narrative that our lives did not matter? So therefore we need to fear for our lives if we are confronted in a situation with a police officer. We didn't create that narrative. We didn't
given to us.
Training. We didn't create the manual. We didn't create the call when the cop says, I'm pulling over a Black man in his car, and the chief or whoever is on the other end of that call and says, make sure you write them a ticket. We ain't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of the issue, right? Because we don't understand what happens every single time a cop pulls you over, they call it in. Period.
Yeah. And then especially me, kid, you know, I'm big, black, you feel me? And, you know, like, it's just like, it's fearful. Like, you know, like, and, you know, like, and when it's just so fearful. And I know, like, my voice is very timid and very soft, but still, I'm still a big guy. So it's just like, it's very difficult to.
Who you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. Yeah. So it's just, that's just the scariest part.
I mean, it's a natural reaction that it's it's common too. It's real common. Not for me, because if they pull me over, I'm gonna be just rolling my window down with my sunglasses on, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, huh, and my brush off that coldness could irritate them too, so it can antagonize them to be more aggressive with me. But I don't really care. I am a little long in the tooth. I'm older than, what do you say, 22? But when I was 22, I did kind of fall victimized to that same pattern or behavior of thinking of them that way, as if they were superior and that they were right and I was always going to be wrong because I'm black and I'm a person of color and I'm a man. And it's like, they're always right, I'm always wrong. Let me just do what they say so I could go. You know, that was my attitude then when I was that young. But now, child, my tooth a little long. I say what I want. I do what I want. They don't mess with me because I'm that, you know what. So I don't really care too much about what they got going on. And it's typically sunglasses on and maybe a finger too if I feel like it. I'm just saying. But you got to grow to that.
Let me tell you something. One of the things that I have learned in my good years of being pulled over by these police is I'm not going to be fearful. I know I have rights. Right? I know I have rights. I know I have the right to not get out the car. I know I have the right to ask for a supervisor. And you have to call one to the scene, right? I know that I have the right to not allow you to look into my car. Sir, do you have a warrant for that? You want to know why? Because I never forget one time the cop pulled me over, and at that time where I had lived at, there was like mad trees around and stuff. So in the driver's side in the back on the floor, it was like little branches. He was like, "Is that marijuana?" I said, "Do you have a search warrant for that?" Because don't play with me.
And don't answer the question either if they don't have the warrant. Don't answer that question because that criminalizes yourself. It's certain things you just got to know as a tactic, but you got to know the law and you got to know your rights. You have to.
Period. And I think that is important for all of us.
Yes.
And you know, for me, like, you're not going to instill, I don't care who you are, you're not instilling fear in my heart. Because if you're going to take my life, you know what you're going to do the minute you set it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, if you coming at me and I'm on like 10, but you on like 1,000, you already coming with that level of energy, period. So the energy is already there. That was just like what they did to the man, to the military lieutenant. They were on 1,000, right?
They knew who he was.
But the thing was, I'm mad because you just made me drive 2 miles before you stopped. You ain't listen to me. I'm pissed off.
The pride.
Now I'm telling you, get out the car. Yo, who you talking to? No, I'm not getting out this car. No.
And
you're not gonna get out the car? Get out the car. No, I don't feel safe getting out my car. Oh, you shouldn't feel safe. Sir, so now you're telling me I should be fearful of you if I step my big toe out this car? You really think I'm getting out this car? Absolutely not. But you want 1,000.
And Kia, you also know as a woman, a female, that you can order for a female to be present to do any of these things because men can use aggressive force on you and they don't have the right to. So that's something also you know in the back of your mind. The women should.
I need to do some crap with some of these officers.
All of that is true, but my thing is this: these officers trample on those rights.
Yeah,
They
they do.
ignore those rights. I don't know. I've seen countless videos where people have asked for supervisors.
That's my thing.
I've seen countless videos where people have asked for badge numbers and asked, why am I being asked to get out the car? And these guys completely ignored. And not only did they ignore, but they proceeded to assault these people so that they can domineer over these people. It's all about, these cops are really, unfortunately, all about dominating whoever is in their sights. If you don't listen to what I say, then I will hurt you.
Right.
And that is not good policing. This is not a war-torn country. They are literally acting like we are doing war tactics, like we're in war. Like we're not prisoners of war. We're not POWs. We are people who pay your salary. But until somebody does something that will help our rights be enforced, you know, and even then, they're always looking for ways to circumvent all of the rights that they claim we have. They look for ways. They look for loopholes.
Right. I think
that's the fear. That's the part that I have as far as that goes. That's the fear that I have as far as just, okay, just take it. Because if I say, oh, I want this, I want that, it's not going to happen. Because it's and it's been seen. And also social media, social media has kind of, you know, impacted my mind as far as that too, because you see everything. You see these killings. Oh my God, I'm about to cry. You see all these things, and people who are my age, and it's just so nerve-wracking, like, to walk up. But yeah, it's just nerve-wracking.
We feel you. We totally feel the same way.
Let me tell you, brother. Brother, I'm going to tell you just like this. Hold on to your right to live. Hold on to your right to exist. And guess what? At the end of the day, I know it's going to sound crazy to hear me say this, but we all got to leave here sometime. My thing is this. My quality of living means just as much as my right to exist and live.
We all have a voice in it.
You cannot. There are just certain things you cannot do. And guess what? If you do happen to put me in a position to where you do get me on the floor and you do rough me up a little bit, I'm going to be calm enough until I can get my lawyer and sue the living hell out of you, your mammy, your grandmammy, everybody else. Because everybody's getting sued. And when I get the bag, I'm coming back to make changes in my neighborhood, changes in my community.
Yeah.
These cats, do not let them put fear in you. You are someone who has the right to live, to exist, and you have the right to have a pursuit of happiness, bro.
Thank you.
Listen, you're gonna be all right, brother. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. We just want more than anything, we want you to know that you have a community. Do you live in New York?
Atlanta.
Oh, I'm from New York, yeah.
Where?
He's from New York. He's in Atlanta now.
Okay. If you're in Atlanta, look up the chapter of National Action Network out there. Out here in New York, I'm the vice president of the Brooklyn chapter. But out in Atlanta, look up the National Action Network and look up who their president is, that chapter's president. You should always be connected to something that can stand up for you when you feel like you need somebody to stand up for you, or when you feel like you need some support or some help. You're not alone, bro.
Yep, and I'll be in Atlanta in like a month or so. I would love to meet up with you just so you could feel the energy from me, like that you have some type of connection because you know me, I don't fold, okay? And I'll come back there and give you some of this energy, give you some of this bravery, some of this courage, because I ain't afraid of nothing, Chad. Been there, done that. I got a t-shirt. Oh, I never was afraid though. I'm like that though. But to each his own, and you gotta move will make sense for you, in all fairness, respectfully, in your safeness and your comfort zone. Don't let nobody push you to do something that's out of your nature, but you need to not fear these people. And I know it's easier said than done, but you'll get there. So, but I would love to meet and have a conversation with you when I do touch down there, because I'm going down there with a purpose. I don't move without a purpose. I will be down there for business. But I would love to link up with you just to exchange the conversation if you allow that to happen.
Oh, definitely. Of course. Of
You
course.
get to meet a living legend. Hey, I bring the feathers too. You like the feathers? I bring all this. I bring all this. This is what you like. I bring all this. Hey, you'll get to meet a living legend.
Friend said I'm gonna bring the feathers with me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it with the feathers because it's hot as hell down there. But I'm gonna bring them so you can see them. I ain't gonna wear it though.
Please, I would love to see the feathers. Definitely.
Okay, you got it.
Well, I just want to say, guys, I appreciate all of you guys so much for even allowing me to be on the platform to even speak from a younger generational standpoint. And I thank you guys for not badgering and for being so cool and and also being able to be received, especially with somebody who's 22 and you guys are more seasoned experience. So thank you for understanding my point of view and also helping me to understand that.
Say that one more time. Say that season part one more time, and I'm gonna hurt you when I see you in Atlanta. Season that season and all that. Okay, don't worry about it. We all black. Let's just say because y'all all black. We ain't gotta talk about numbers.
He'll be to my season.
It's not Laurie's.
Season.
Y'all are season. Listen, y'all are season. Y'all
calling you accent. Sazon.
Okay, I guess we seasoned now. Hey, which one? My black pepper? I appreciate it. Shit.
Himalayan sea salt.
Yes, Larry. Rico, we are getting Basil. We are giving Sazon. We are giving all of that.
Thank you. We'll take it. Now, I'm not going to take it on the number part because they older than me. I'm the youngest one on here. Let that be known, okay? Friend, fix your face, but you already know the T.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Be safe. We'll talk.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you guys.
You're welcome, dude. Bye.
Oh my God, we seasoned now, y'all. God damn.
It's a privilege to be seasoned.
It is a privilege and a blessing. We are seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a blessing to be called that because Dooney, my OG, he's seasoned to me. Marcus, you are OG. So is my namesake. But Marcus, not really, because you ain't that much older than me. So no, you out the box. So
I mean, I appreciate being seasoned.
No, you ain't my OGs. We'll be talking about the OGs for me.
Look, I take wisdom. I take wisdom. OGs, young G's, middle G's.
We just G's. Me and you just G's.
Who is dinging? Who is dinging?
That's me. It's my job.
Oh, I'm like, who is dinging?
Mark's a G like me.
Nah,
I'm middle OG. And
some of my clients texting me. Sorry about that.
And Kia, you're OG too, boo. Sorry. We ain't get to our 40s yet. And y'all already there.
Ain't nothing wrong with being an OG. As long as I don't look like an OG.
Nah, that's all I don't look like it. Not near person I said OG look like one. But y'all is though.
Y'all age well.
No question.
Y'all
age well. No, I said y'all age well. Age well.
Yeah.
Oh, we age well. Okay, yeah. After all the pressure, the stress, and all that, yeah, we do look be some beautiful black people. I always said one of us was 12. I said not near one of us was 12. Not even
now, if I shaved, you'd be like,
not 12. You ain't giving 12. You ain't don't do it. You're gonna look like a pedophile. You ain't giving 12. Don't do that.
What he gonna look
like? A pedophile. He ain't gonna give no motherfucking 12. You look like a goddamn rapist. I won't even play myself. Don't play yourself like that, brother. Please don't do that. And you're not gonna give 12.
Nah, I'm not gonna shave my beard anytime soon.
You'll go.
Awesome. Well, Teddy got to keep the beard.
Yeah, I do.
Teddy might could go to my like 29 or some shit like that, maybe 30, because he upper than that. But I ain't going nowhere no fucking teenage years. That's bullshit. The truth ain't in it.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we all can shave and see who looks the youngest.
First of all, y'all don't
I'm talking about you, the kid.
Okay, but don't be trying to act like I got hair in places that it ain't supposed to grow.
And I don't got hair. Fuck is going. I won't do that to myself because I know I'm about to catch a rape charge. I ain't doing that. And I'm a chicken head hoe. That ain't gonna be nice. I won't fuck around and play those kind of games.
Jamal, you crazy?
I'm too skinny. And you want me to cut it off? I ain't doing no shit like that. I'm gonna play myself. I ain't in that business of playing myself.
Oh man.
You know, but listen, but you know, see, this was good about the Good Muzzle is up. We gonna start off serious, but we definitely gonna laugh in between and at the end.
And at the end, Chad.
You already know it.
I did have a thought before we cut off.
Come on and have a thought.
With we're talking about social issues. I believe, in my opinion, one of the ways we can fix it is by building up our community. And when we come to talking about police officers, maybe we need to change the way we're hiring. In reference to hiring, police officers should be hired quarterly. Why quarterly? That gives the community a chance to vote like we would for one of our aldermen. So if we don't know you, you ain't no cop.
And that way, the popular, yeah.
We don't know you. You ain't no cop. What you mean? You need to be present. How you gonna come solve issues, but you don't know none of us?
You don't know none of the community leaders. You don't know anything. You're not volunteering. You're not visible. You're not transparent. I believe that we should have a vote on that. Let's say I agree with what you're saying.
The people should have, and they should make that mandatory in every city. City cops, maybe they could do something different for county and sheriffs, but I do believe city cops, they do need to be quarterly. I'm not saying you can't get a job. What I'm saying is you need to be known by the community. That way you can better serve the people that you address. It doesn't matter where you went to college. Yeah, and be held accountable. Be like, I know you, man. I voted for you. Mm-hmm. It's easy. I don't have to ask you your badge number. Officer Ryan, I know you. I voted for you.
I do that all the time.
This is why I voted for you. Remember what you said? This is what you're going to do. All this work you've done in the community, it needs to be quarterly. That gives cities enough time to allow people to vote. You can vote in by mail. You can vote in by email or however they want to do it, but it should be quarterly. If you really want to, all right, we want to know what we can do for the community. The community needs to hire their own officers, and they need to be able to vote people in and vote people out. You too aggressive? Oh, you too aggressive? You get too many complaints? Oh, when that quarter comes up, oh, yes, sir, the people voted you out. I lost my job. I mean, you can reapply, but
I think that we need one of us, someone who is not into politics and not into the mayor or none of that, to actually partner with a community leader who can go over all the complaints and say, this person has 5 complaints of this. This officer has 10 complaints of harassment. This officer has been slacking on the job. We need to see that, because if we go off of their word, all the officers are doing their job, and we know that's a lie.
Right. We need our aldermen, our mayors, any city official that we done put in office. They need to address these things. We have an over-aggressive cop, and he needs to be addressed. Either he needs to get some counseling, or he needs to be gone. Why? Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, and I feel like they're just like our records are accessible to them. Their records should be accessible to us. We should be able to look at their record and determine if they make our community safer or not.
Right. Right. And if they're not healthy enough, or they've seen too much action, they don't need to be out there pulling people over. They can go. They can go be a better support at community events. Fairs. Dunkin' Donuts. It don't matter. Go help with security at the courthouse. You don't need to be out there unsupervised. You need to be supervised for someone else.
And Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. Always see them at Dunkin' Donuts. That's where I see them all the time.
I mean, I be at Dunkin' Donuts too.
Yeah, but you ain't a cop you ain't trying to save no lives.
I'm saving lives, just not in a cop's role. I'm in another role.
Okay.
You know, I thought about being a cop, but I know for a person with my temperament, I'll be too aggressive because I gravitate towards where all the negative energy is. It's not because I like it; it's because I know how to respond to it. But even for a person like me, being around too much aggression, I'm gonna become aggressive.
See,
I'm become aggressive.
Noted.
It took me a while to get there. It took me a while to get there. Family told me, and I was like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't until I got myself into some trouble, I almost didn't get myself out of, that I was like, all right, my bad. I'm sorry. I ain't see it that way.
I was about to be a CO. I went through all the preliminaries, and then, you know, the man started talking crazy. You gotta say sir this, sir that. They don't say sir back to me, then it's automatically I'm offended. You know, so it's you like I'm a little child, and you got to stand in line, and they like yelling in your face, and I wanted to pop one of them in the academy. So that didn't work out because I would be in jail instead of trying to secure the jail. So it's like, okay, that's not for me. I knew that was for me. I'm too aggressive. I'm an alpha male by any means necessary. If you nuck, I'm a buck, hook or crook. I got time. Shout out to my sister who makes these little drinks.
And sip that like that though.
I was going to ask before we got off what he was drinking and what you was drinking, because what you got
water.
Oh, that's water. I'm like, you got the super
My
gold.
sister make these drinks on Instagram. Her name is shout out to Pool Bear Kitchen, and this drink is like a little. Yeah, my sister make these. My sister-in-law, matter of fact, and my best friend's mother. So I'll show her some love. My best friend's birthday is today, so I went down to her house, saw her. I was like, girl, I got work to do, child. I got to be on the podcast. She understood, you know.
I love you and your best friend, okay? She'd be like, best friend. You like, yes, best friend. I love you.
That's my best friend.
She turned 5?
She turned 4.
4? Oh, okay.
That mean I'm 4 years older. Child, I feel it too. I said, get the hell on now. I went to their house. It was all them cheering there. I said, oh, hell no. Hey, birthday best friend, I love you. I got you a gift, but it didn't come on time. I showed her the receipt. I showed her the tracking. It's coming, boo. I got you. Peace out. Took a little candy. Got one of her mother's drinks. I said, I'm going to show you some love, whatever. I got my own business. I need to promote my own stuff, you know. But, hey, I'll show another person some love. No problem. We need to support each other. I have my online boutique.
You know what? Because you said that, I forgot. See what I'm saying?
You ain't promoting none of your stuff, and you just
y'all making me thirsty.
You better get a drink.
Y'all making me thirsty.
Look, between him and the specialty drink and the super gulp over there, I'm thirsty
too. I was sitting here like,
and now I'm out of it. So
she over there sipping that joint.
Had a big victory. You just published. She dehydrated, y'all. She old.
Jamal.
That's a lot of water.
Okay, put Arthur Jamal Duchamp Ahmed Lagan McLaurin. That's my whole name. And my title in the front.
First of all.
And friend. Put friend in it too.
First of all, y'all get on my nerves.
What?
I just want to say that.
How? We just asked about your 2.5 gallon jug you got.
Because it's water.
2.5 gallons?
Y'all need to drink more water in your life.
Who said spirit of escort? Why I'm an escort? Oh.
Probably are.
Gary said, I guess somebody got an escort spirit.
Boom.
Boom. How about those apples? I'm so proud of you, friend.
Look at that chin line.
You see that?
Yeah. All that hard work.
Yeah, baby. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Catching the shadows right?
Yeah, they got you right.
The angles are popping, okay?
That's great.
Okay, send this to me. I need to blast you on my page.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. But yes, my new book is dropping April 24th. It'll be dropping this Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
The Secret Wives.
That's this Saturday.
Out here in these streets. My friend out here in these streets.
Yes, she is doing some things here. Let me tell you something. And this is one of the things that I think that we need to, fully begin to understand about everybody. we all got a story.
Mm-hmm.
Every single last person that have come on this podcast has a story. Every single last one of us. We've all experienced some real stuff.
Period.
Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when we sharing with y'all like our passion, we sharing with y'all our thoughts, we share. This is all coming from a place because we've experienced so much. That's why I could look at that little girl and remember 3 years ago on the 24th when them niggas tried to jump me in front of a church. You're not hearing. You're not thinking.
Wait, on the 24th, and your book comes out on the 24th?
Yeah, it's the 3rd anniversary. I had to drop it all. That's the, you know, truth be told, nobody really understands what the 24th signifies for me. On the 24th, right?
Mm-hmm.
April 24th, 2010, I had one traumatic experience really happen that was real traumatic. That I don't talk about that publicly because I just can't. So that happened on that day, on the 24th. April 24th, 2008 was when my biological father died.
God bless.
April 24th, 2018 was when I miscarried and them niggas tried to jump me in front of a church. And everything just blew up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it, so for me, releasing this book on April 24th, it is just symbolic of, you know what? It's a new beginning. It's a new season. It's a new time. Shout out to Liz and Ariette Publishing. She really did a really dope job with honestly helping me to just get the book out there. She edited the whole book for me. I probably got on her nerve because I kept forgetting stuff and adding stuff back into it. And she finally was like, you know what, here, just take it. Do what you need to do.
Process, friend.
You know, she's like, here, take it, do what you need to do, add whatever you need to add, send it back. And then when I finally did it, I was like, I'm not looking at this no more. And that's what it is. Like,
oh yeah, I've been there, baby. I've been there, baby.
A lot of people read the first story, but a lot of people couldn't get with the first story because we had to take so much out of it because of the fact that it was in an anthology. So this book honestly gives the full complete story as much as I could put in words, right? Because what I wasn't going to do is write an encyclopedia because it could have been as big as an encyclopedia with as much crap that went on. But as much as I could literally put into a story and keep the consistency and the flow of it so that it helps people to understand what is the secret wife and how did this happen? So that's why I titled it that way, The Secret Wives and the Lies That Bind. Because at the end of the day, lies can literally bind you together with people whom you never should have been with. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, boom, this is what we're doing. You know, books.
Congratulations, Muzzle for my
congratulations.
Friend.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate it.
Authors in these streets, you know. We doing plugs. Let me do mine. Like, you know, we all authors out here in these streets.
Yes, we are.
Boom, we authors out here in these streets. We ain't playing.
Look at y'all just writing, boy. Y'all just are writing. Come on, I need to get that writing bug on because I got super writer's block right now.
I'm gonna need you to pull the energy off and
take a little vacation. Let it marinate. I'm already writing. I got already a project sitting over here on my ottoman, and I'm writing another one. So, and I'm ghostwriting for somebody else. So, I'm just steady working, and I got my online boutique, and I just got my LLC for it. So, I'm a hustler, baby. I'm gonna get it by any means.
I'm thankful for you guys, man. You guys are my community away from my community. You know, like I really appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too. Really and you know, me and Kid, we hood babies, we hood boogers, so you know how that goes. We like Velcro. Once you fuck with us, then you stuck with us.
Period.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's how that works.
We family.
Unblock your writer's block and get
out that writer's block and just let it flow and don't worry about it being perfect. Don't worry about it. You just get your thought out. It may not make sense that day, but then another piece is gonna come to you the next day, and then you marry the two pieces, and then you got your piece. That's how I did. I just wrote nonstop. Even if it didn't make sense, I had to get it out, and I got it out. And when I didn't feel like doing it, and I got like brain fog, I set that thing down. And every time, truth be told, when I felt away, because a lot of my memory came back to me in my dreams, because I didn't remember anything I wrote. I had to relearn what happened to me. So when it came to me, I would get up in the middle of the night and I would write it, so that the next day I could free flow off of that. Oh, so that's how it happened. I remember now. That's how I got my memory back.
Man,
Okay.
listen.
Okay.
That
Chicken head
is,
hoe though.
you know what?
For sure.
I
Oh,
appreciate
James, wait a minute, James. That's you. You Black Link. Oh, you know what? Now it's making sense to me. Okay. Oh, hey, James. I've been following James on IG for a minute now with the Black Link. Yeah, okay. James, we'll do that.
Oh, he said send it over to my ladies over
Yeah.
Black. What, the video or your book? Yeah, your book. Your book is needed probably over there with the ladies. I see.
Yeah, so okay. So if you Jamal,
What's
you
up?
should follow Black Link as well on IG because they do a lot of advertisement for Black people. Black people in business.
Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, so they do a lot of advertisement. I've been following him for a couple of years now because when I did the first book, and also from when I started the podcast, he was like, "Send me your podcast information. I'm gonna blast it." Like, and that's one of the things that I could say that when you network, and you have to learn how to network with people. You know what I'm saying? And what's up, James? Now I know who you are. Okay, I never knew his name. I just follow on IG under Black Link. So what's
I'm gonna
up,
holler at
James?
him if he'll receive
Yeah.
me. If he'll welcome me with open arms, I will be over there, partner.
They definitely will. Black Link is I really like I like how they support Black owned businesses. And you know they actually, and James, keep me honest here because I believe so. You should have said all this when you pulled in, but
y'all
they
see
have
this?
like
Look at all this
they
detail,
have
y'all.
you better come on here with your what? Yes,
I want y'all to read this.
What is that?
Godspeed.
Come on, Godspeed. That's all we can see. Something with
Let love take the lead.
There you go. See, Marcus can see better than me.
Nah, the lighting on my side of the camera was good.
Oh, okay. You see me over here, I'm like, wait, what? Well,
Look,
I can't even read it.
I'm like, Nakia, save me.
Save
me. My
on.
eyes ain't good.
Listen,
I'm the one holding it, and I couldn't read it because I ain't got no glasses on. That's the thing, y'all do it for me.
Stop, before they start saying we long in the tooth. We seasoned.
We seasoned already, y'all. What more they gonna say? We dinosaurs? We prehistoric?
You done expose our seasonry. Because you got me over here like.
We was good until you asked us to read. We can read. We just can't see.
Because Lord knows I can't. Not without my glasses on. Shit,
right.
I wrote it. And I still didn't know what. Okay, yeah. These are good. They selling too like crazy. Those are selling, and the coffee mugs are selling, and my waist trainers, because everybody wants a 26-inch waist like moi.
I don't want a 26-inch waist.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good with mine.
You know what, Marcus?
I'm done.
What?
Marcus said, I'm fine being petty.
Yes, I am.
And that's the beautiful thing. I told you I need you to carry me if we in danger. You can't come down.
I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna be the one stuck. I got God. You gotta.
No. We gonna do that.
So we got a game plan already. We can't have you come down because we both gonna look like crackheads, and ain't nobody gonna be able to help each other. We already know I'm messed up. That ain't gonna work.
I got you.
That ain't work.
I got you.
That ain't gonna work.
I'll make sure I stretch in the morning just in case.
Okay, cool. When we all link, how many of us been vaccinated? How many of us will get vaccinated or not?
Oh, that's a tough question. I have not been vaccinated, and I have gotten a lot of flack for it. Yeah, a lot of flack for it.
Opinion. It's a personal choice, though.
Yeah, it is a personal choice.
I'm with you, bro.
And some people ask me why. I said, well, I've worked with people the whole pandemic. Even though my job is virtual, I was one of the few staff members that remained seeing people in person. It's like, wow, well, I'm kind of desensitized, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but because I work inpatient, I don't work with a lot of things that wasn't just affect your upper respiratory system. You know, I don't work with bloodborne pathogens and all that stuff, and I didn't go get anything for that. So I was like, I should be fine. I took my vitamins, ginger tea, some other stuff the lady had me on. Made sure my numbers was up, elderberry, vitamin C, vitamin D, whatever the lady said I took. And I made sure if I had any slight, my head, my toe hurt, I stayed home. I didn't bother nobody. I didn't see nobody. And homegirl didn't play that. If she say you gonna drink tea, you gonna steam, you gonna Vicks, I shut up and did my thing, because I had to understand that I have people that care for me, and it was my choice to go out there and do that. So that's where I stand. You know, I know some people say you should take it, but I know some people got the vaccine and it went bad for them.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Listen, I have a friend who told his mother not to take the vaccine, and she went and got the vaccine last week, and she died this Monday.
God bless. That's horrible.
So I'm like, I'm good on that. You know, I'll just keep taking. I hear you, but I'm just gonna keep taking my little magnesium and oregano oil.
It's each his own.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, D is really good.
I'm about to start taking iron soon.
Or eat you some liver, Marcus.
I
don't like liver.
I ain't liver.
I can't do liver. Nah, liver just I can't get. I don't care who makes it. I just don't like liver. I'm gonna take. Dr. Sebi had some snippets about the type of iron you should take, and I think I'm probably gonna try it out over the summer.
I had the vaccine. It didn't do me like that. It just made me a little fatigued the first day. I had Moderna, and the second round, it just was the same thing. It didn't do anything to me. By the grace of God. So it's each his own.
And that's the thing. It's so many mixed reviews. Some people didn't do anything. One guy took it. He on Facebook talking about his face was numb for 4 hours. Like, wait, what? Right. Nah.
That's palsy, my bro.
You don't raise my anxiety.
He did something under here. To make his son under here.
Everybody's body respond to it differently.
Okay. Right. I know that.
Everybody's body respond to it differently, and if it's for you to take, then I say take it. If it's not for you to take, then I say don't take it. I'm not going to bash you whether you take it or you don't take it. What I'm going to say is you do need to go see what's going on with your body, and if you do have an upper respiratory issue, you might need to see what you can do. If you don't want to take the vaccine, you might need to check into some other things. Some alternative. You know.
Yeah. I agree.
But you got to do your research. And like I said, I'm not going to bash you. You take it or you don't take it. I'm all for taking care of yourself. Spiritually, emotionally.
Still talking my shit.
Physically.
It ain't do that to me. The end. But to each his own. And
I mean,
with safety for everybody. I'm still here talking my shit. My eye ain't hanging out.
If your face went numb for 3 or 4 hours and the kid put you on the podcast, I'm telling you. How you feel?
What a show.
How you feel? I can hear it now. Best friend. Right? How you feel, best friend?
But truthfully, when I did take the shot, they asked me every day. They like check in, the doctors, whatever. They said, "Oh, how you feel?" I said, I've been through so much trauma. I don't feel any difference. If it is something, I wouldn't be able to decipher between the two, because fatigueness, I deal with it. I have elephantitis on the right side of my face. I don't know. My whole right side of my body's been numb for like 4 years. So I wouldn't know. If I caught a fever or a chill, that would be something different. But all of my other issues is kind of something I live with every day. So I never felt away. It was like, oh, I'm a little bit fatigued. But I'm fatigued if I open and close the goddamn door of my room. So it's like, it wasn't no different for me. But I did still take the little necessary time to just lay down and let it do what it's going to do, if it was going to do anything. So I was really alert to see if any changes going to happen other than my norm. But they call me every day because I have immune issues. So therefore they was like, doing anything for you? Because my immune is suppressed by chemo. So they like, oh wait, is it doing anything for you? And I'm like, ma'am, I kind of been dealing with these type of issues for like 4 years now. So I don't notice a difference. If I'm fatigued, I'm always fatigued. If I'm like, numb. My whole right side is numb. It's been like that for years. And I wrote a book with a numb hand. So it's like, I don't know any difference. And I'm in school. I'm a student with a numb hand. So I don't know. I just learned how to use my hand like it works. But my right hand is numb. So all the issues she was asking me, do I feel this? Do I have? Only thing I would have noticed the difference would be, like I said, the fever or the chills or a headache. Because I don't really get those. And if I do, it's cluster headache. So it's different because of my condition. But other than that, I never got to that point. Thank God, because I never felt any of the things that I should have expected that would be different than what I already experienced.
Mm-hmm.
But I still chilled out, drink my water, just lay here and let it be whatever it was going to be.
Hey guys, I hate to leave y'all early, but I got some work I need to finish doing.
It ain't early. It's 10:11.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Rizat.
So
it's early for us.
Right.
You know what? You said that right. So listen, guys, we actually are going to end the show down. I truly do want to thank everybody for coming on tonight.
Yes.
I appreciate every single last one of y'all. I appreciate your opinions. I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate our concern. And now I feel I've been saying this for the past few weeks, and I'm gonna keep saying it. We got some real work to do at this point in time, and we just got to be about it. We can't just keep talking about it, and we got to figure out now what we need to do and how we're going to enact everything that we need to enact, that we know that we need to do as far as our communities and everything like that is concerned. Let's get to work, y'all. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody that literally joined tonight. You know what I'm saying? We ending this, y'all. And I'm going to end it because I created my own little video for my own good book release. So we're going to end it with this good video. So until next week, listen, I be over here creating stuff. I be creative a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to do some things, you know what I'm saying, to make some things work.
This with all. Lord Jesus.
I be trying. That's why I'm being to say why the hell I'm single. This would be the problem. But that's okay.
And I got you on this tip, friend. I got you for this.
Yes, you do. Thank you, friend. Women who be doing a lot and still, I'm gonna have to get some single ladies. But some of y'all need to be single because you're hurt and you're broken and you're bitter. So some of y'all need to stay single. But I'm gonna get.
Oh Lord.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's for another day.
Yeah. Another day. That day.
Like I thought we were signing off. You started back up.
I know. My bad.
You about to be closing.
Because I be seeing some posts and it just really makes me angry. But you know what? I'm gonna save it for a whole nother day. Because some of y'all spread your good toxicity around to all the other women that ain't toxic, and then y'all wonder why y'all still single with that person that's single. Because never mind. Anyway, we're gonna end this. Love y'all. Until next week, y'all. It might be another get it off my chest because I might need to get that off. Anyway.
Get it off.
Right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. In life, there are many changes. There are many challenges. There are many obstacles. There are many things that we must overcome and that we must go through, that we must face, that we will encounter, that will literally change the trajectory of our life. But it will push us into our purpose and thrust us into our destiny. And 3 years ago, I faced one of the greatest challenges of my life. But now, with renewed strength, with renewed power, it's time to tell the full story, The Secret Wives. Coming soon, April 24th, on all platforms.